Make game day yours. Tickets, food and drinks, stats, and streaming. Everything you need is in the Utah Mammoth app. Download today and make game night easy. Download on both Android and iPhone. Tusk Top.
Do you love the Tabernacle Choir? This year, the choir's music is everywhere you are. Listen to your favorite choir songs and music and the spoken word anytime you want on Alexa by simply enabling the skill.
Alexa, play music in the spoken word.
Now playing music in the spoken word.
You can also download the Tabernacle Choir app, subscribe to the choir on YouTube, listen on Spotify, and have access to all their wonderful music. Happy listening.
We're all locked in now.
Your home for the best sports radio in Utah is right here on the KSL Sports Zone. It's time to kick off your afternoon drive with Jake Scott and Ben Anderson.
Allow me to introduce the best of the best.
On 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
Jake and Ben, 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone. Jake Scott, Ben Anderson, happy Monday. How's it going, Ben?
Doing well. How are you?
Well, I'm slightly irritated.
Yeah.
Why? What is it about irritating me right before the show? Why is that?
Well, I didn't do it.
No, you didn't do it. It was Christian and Lloyd.
Yeah.
And really, there's some self-loathing in here, too, because I did not bring my headphones.
Mm-hmm.
I was issued a new computer by the company last week. It does not fit in my bag. I have a bag.
As I mentioned, this is like someone gifting you a boat.
Yeah.
Problem is you can't tow the boat with your sedan.
No.
So now you actually need to buy a
Now
truck.
I have to get a truck. Thank you, Christian. I appreciate you. So I'm searching around for headphones at the last minute because instead of actually looking for a pair of headphones, I'm chatting, which is what I do.
Correct.
Shout out to Scotty G. And so Hootie's playing right there.
Uh-huh.
And I'm like, well, where are the extra headphones that are usually in here? And I grabbed a pair of crappy one-ear headphones. And Christian asked me if he wanted to bring me the normal ones.
I bet you these are not crappy, but let's see. What do you think these cost?
Dude, if one ear's working there, or
certainly. Once they're functioning, that's what matters.
But anyway, thank you, Christian. Yes, that's much better.
Better now?
Yeah, much.
Both ears work?
Yeah.
Okay.
I know.
No, these aren't that fancy. Okay.
No, of course not.
They're nice. I mean, they're not $15, but they're not $3,000 headphones.
Good to see you both. I know it's been a hot topic of conversation on the airwaves today, but Scotty G's barbecue was a hit. It was a hit.
We had a good time.
It was a good time.
It was Saturday night, and who didn't show up? Who notably did not make it?
We had a couple producers that had to work that night. I believe the Royals played, the Bees played, so a couple employees were working.
Mm-hmm.
Can I say this real quick? What Ben just did is exactly why I fled my daughter's birthday party to show up.
Yeah, that's why we all showed up.
Because the first reaction...
Well, first of all, the food was great.
The first reaction is, hey, let's make a list of who wasn't there.
There was a roll call.
And who could we call them out on, on the afternoon drive show?
That's exactly right. Glad you picked up on that as well. We all did it. But yeah, for the most part, I thought the turnout was good.
I was asked so many times, like, oh, it's your daughter's birthday. Why are you here? It's like, that is why I'm here, right there. Mm-hmm. I made sure that I was visible. That was my entire goal.
Motivation.
Of the event.
Well, nice of you to show up.
Well, I told you it was mandatory. I mean, I felt like I had to. I had a nice time. I mean, the food was good.
It was great. The food was great. Scotty can really whip it up.
The company was,
solid.
It was solid. I talked to Jay Stevens for a while, and that was a really fascinating conversation. Shout out to his daughter, who's coming back to go to Utah Law School.
Oh, okay. So
I didn't know that about him. And she went to West Point.
Oh, wow.
How cool is that?
Very cool. And Jay's a firefighter, if people don't know that.
Yeah. So
in addition to a former minor league goalie.
I really enjoyed chatting with him. I ended up at a table with Maddie and her husband. Mm-hmm. Maddie is Ben's boss on the KSL Sports side. But then we had, I was with Hatch, but also, who was it? Trevor and Mitch, and who am I missing? I'm leaving somebody out.
Alex? Napolis or no?
No.
Okay.
I don't know. Maybe I'm not. It was a full table, so I feel like I am. But it was Maddie and her subordinates for the most part. So witnessing that dynamic.
That's what KSLSports.com is called. Maddie and her subordinates. We're all subordinates.
Witnessing that dynamic was kind of fun. You know who was super hot takey when he kind of was comfortable and willing to liven up the conversation was our guy Mitch.
Okay.
I got a huge kick out of it.
Yeah. Mitch is fun. I enjoy Mitch. I've always enjoyed Mitch.
But anyway,
for a long time,
he created a couple of good laughs.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody did, jumping in. But, I ended up at the, KSLSports.com kind of central table.
Yeah.
And you get to witness that dynamic more than me.
Sure.
But I found that entertaining.
Yeah.
And Hatch had divided and conquered as well because his wife is at a cheer competition, I want to say. So we were both flying solo. Mm-hmm. Everybody else was kind of spoused up.
Mitch's wife was not there.
No, Mitch, good point. Yeah, I forgot Mitch's wife wasn't there either.
But we got to meet Christian's boy.
Little baby.
Yeah.
Quiet little thing. I was shocked. Chill. Just chill.
Yep. Quiet as in he didn't cry or he doesn't talk much?
Both.
Well, both. He's a newborn, Christian. I don't expect him to all of a sudden be Rodney Dangerfield. No. But newborns also cry.
Some are awful. Yours was not.
Some are high maintenance where mom, I was there, where mom or dad for that matter, is not with the group, but is outside pacing the Mother's Day restaurant, trying to get the child.
But you guys got to hang. You and your wife and Dalton got to
We
hang,
honestly stayed way longer. I thought we were only going to be able to stay for like an hour because his bedtime is normally about 8:30. And I thought he'd start to get cranky around then. He ended up leaving around 9:15. Yeah.
So anyway, it was fun. We work with a fun group.
Yeah. Shout out Scotty.
Mostly fun. I thought it was funny at an event with group tables that Jackie and PK, and it just ended up this way, ended up at the one table that was just for two. So they looked like they were in a date. They looked like they were in the middle of a romantic date.
Yes, they did.
And I got caught up talking to them as I was fetching napkins. But I really wanted to talk to them, and I did feel bad that they were not at like a group table. But I was fetching napkins for our table, our group, Mm-hmm. So by the time that I did get back to our table, their food was long gone, and I don't know what they did for napkin. I'm guessing licked their fingers. I'm
Probably.
not sure.
Just wiped them
but
on
I do
on the ground.
Really like Jackie Kinahan. So I wanted to talk to Jackie. Heck of a golfer.
That's what I hear.
Was a coach. You'd
An
expect
athlete,
it.
yeah.
And I just like it that she beats PK from. I'd be curious to see or to ask PK what their record is, but I bet it's pretty neck and neck.
You think?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because PK is a really good golfer
yes,
too.
Yes, he
is. Yeah. But yeah, that was fun. Maddie's husband's cool.
Mason?
Yeah.
Hockey player, the toughest of us all.
Yeah, plays in like the middle of the night too. I don't know when that guy sleeps.
He's from Milwaukee, so they grew up on the ice, and then he brought it here with him. So
he was out mustached though. He didn't have the best mustache at the party.
Who had the best mustache?
Jay.
Well, yeah, that's Jay's thing. You're right.
Yes.
Also
Jay.
a hockey player.
I mean,
and probably a better hockey player than Mason.
But Mason has
hockeyed, out mustached.
Strong mustache game, but he was outdone at that party.
Correct.
I didn't feel bad for him.
Don't need to.
All right. Well, yeah, it was certainly good to see everybody. Did you see that our guy Hatch gave a quote to Monson in his column about Locke?
I did not.
Monson did a feature column about
saw the column. I did not.
Locked On Network.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did. So shout out to our guy Hatch, host of Locked On Cougars, don't you know? Hey, we've got a lot to do today. Ben, there is so much sound out there.
Okay.
Like today's going to be a really great sound day.
Great. I like sound days.
There's a lot of college football sound. Mm-hmm. There's some golf sound that's really good. I had to explain the ball as it lies part of golf to my daughter this morning because I was consuming the fallout, Rory and such, and she was like, "What's their problem?" I was like, "You got to play the ball as it lies. It's the number one rule in golf."
And if you're not careful, the rule enforcers are, as you like to say, National Socialists, and they were at the British Open, and that's what Bryson ran into.
They should have been.
Yeah, that's fine. I don't have a problem with it, and no one likes Bryson. So,
Ben, if you were in there trouncing down the bush, I wouldn't say a thing. I'm trouncing down bushes too.
Right. Bring my scythe to the.
What is this?
To the golf course and chop everything down.
What do I always say? I'm not on tour.
Correct.
Guess what?
Bryson is.
Well, kind of. He's on the Live Tour. But in this case, he played for millions of dollars.
Yeah.
I honestly, and I know you don't gamble on golf, but I do not. I'm way too inconsistent of a golfer to ever gamble on golf. But once when I was broken in my 20s, we were in Mesquite, and it was a group of 4 of us, and we decided to play for, I don't know, like $25 or something.
Uh-huh.
We were all poor or whatever. But it's one of the few times I've ever gambled on golf. And the people we were playing against, or it was like, 2-on-2 or whatever, and one of the guys totally cheated, like multiple times in the round. And it's like...
That's a gimme. I'll just pick this one up. I don't think so.
It's like this went beyond gimme. This went from improve the lie to my favorite, most egregious way to cheat in golf. I got a 4.
Yeah. Just lying about the score.
When, hey, what did everybody get? And you've seen him playing the wrong fairway, and duffing and cursing and all the such, and get up and then finally get it over with. And let me 4.
Yeah.
That was a 4.
2.
Do you call those people out?
3, 4. Yeah, there we go.
Most of the time, I do not. In this circumstance, it was frustrating.
Yeah.
But if you and I are playing, Christian, you want to cheat on your score, you're really
cheating yourself.
Yeah, you're not cheating me.
I golfed with my dad on Sunday, and he did that. He's notorious for doing that.
Okay.
And there was one hole where he hit 2 balls into the water, and he definitely took more shots than I did. And at the end, he's like, "Yeah, that was 5." And I said, "Is that counting your 2 that you hit in the water?"
Yeah.
And he's like, "Okay, no, that was probably 6, I guess." You got to call him out.
So, but what's your dad's behavior after the round in regards to your score?
Meaning?
Well, I had a buddy.
Did you ruin his day by calling him out?
No. Like I had my buddy. I can use his name. Why not? My buddy Jack.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I used to play with him, and he was a very amateur golfer. So this was never for money or whatever. But he would have creative scoring. Like he would drop an extra ball. He wouldn't count a penalty stroke. He, whatever. A generous gimme. I've got no problem with any of it. But after the round, he'd be like, "Well, I only shot 3 less than you, dude.
Yeah,
I feel like
played great.
I was balling, and I almost beat you. I almost got you there." And it was like, okay, you can do all that, but leave me out of it.
Right. Yeah.
As you said, you're cheating yourself.
Stick. Yeah.
You're not going to cheat me.
Yeah.
You're cheating yourself.
And he would admit that he was loose with the rules, which is fine. But don't. Wow, guys, you see me shooting 85 today?
Yeah.
How about that? But no, I don't. You know what? Honestly, I don't mind a little loose gimme rule in a casual round. But when there's money on the line, let alone millions of dollars,
like Christian and his father.
You and your dad bet on it with a friendly wager, of course?
No, sometimes we'll put like $5 on the hole, but I'm not that good, so I try to not.
Does your dad whoop up on you?
He's not
cheating.
that good either.
Yeah, when
he just cheats, yeah.
Great. He always wins.
Right.
Well, that's the idea.
Yeah.
That's the idea. To pull the old, I found it. Drop a ball out of your pocket. Like, don't worry, everyone. Crisis averted. I got it. I got it right here. I found it. But I think Bryson deserves. Scotty Scheffler says he doesn't cheat. Well, he kind of did.
He did. Absolutely, he did.
And Bryson didn't even have the guts to pull the inadvertent, like, I didn't mean.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is it because he's now a TV character? Do you buy into all that? Because that was the vibe, and not that we need to start with golf, but we are in the middle of summer. Mm-hmm. But that was the vibe coming out of the players. Like, he's just doing this for I mean, you can simplify it to clicks, but attention, like he's now a reality show.
Yeah.
That he took over the British Open to make it about him, which will kind of be an ongoing. You've got to hear this quote from a college football coach, but that he's just doing that. That he had this meltdown, held down the whole tournament. You know the meltdown, and I didn't know this really at the time. They told him about it after his round, so he took them all back
all the way back, yeah,
to the scene of the crime. And held up the tournament that
Right.
was going on behind him
Right.
to basically. The implication is it was like, did you ever see the clip of Snooki on Jersey Shore smashing up a bar, like smashing bottles at an actual bar, and like you can see the cameraman in the mirror. Also smashing the bottles, trying to make it feel more chaotic, where they obviously have staged this entire thing. I think other players are bent because he did that with the Open Championship. Because he doesn't have a home, really. He's got Liv that's falling apart, and apparently he's trying to be a YouTube star.
Well, it's the motivation for LeBron's final season. Is it to win a championship, or is it to go somewhere that's going to have the best Netflix documentary that's going to make him more money 8 years from now, 4 years from now, whatever, when it comes out, and is going to get the most viewership, and he's going to get a cut of that viewership.
Thanks for the reminder that he's nauseatingly still not signed anywhere.
But yes, that's probably, you are going to see more players do that. And if LeBron is willing to do it, then much lower level players in every sport will be willing to do it.
I don't like this whole influencer attention seeking, all this stuff that sports is.
Dude, even Tom Brady's doing it.
Yeah, absolutely.
So what's this?
Slapping Logan Paul.
Yeah.
Did he slap him? I thought he just gave him the bird. What did I
So
miss?
he slapped him at the Fanatics thing on Thursday or Friday, and the WWE account tweeted the video, right? So, okay, a little fishy. And then, yeah, they were apparently sitting conveniently near each other at the World Cup, and Tom Brady had some choice words for him.
Well, okay, so I am absolutely guilty of back in the dayism and looking in the rearview mirror and saying, oh, it was great then. So maybe this isn't new. I mean, Diamond Dallas Page came to the NBA Finals game between the Jazz and the Bulls. He was there and present. And then they have this huge pay-per-view wrestling event that is basically coinciding with the finals. It goes right from the finals, and then they have it like a week or two later, and it's Dennis Rodman and Karl Malone. And Dennis teamed up with your guy,
Hulk Hogan.
Hollywood Hulk Hogan, I think, at the time, although whatever. And then Diamond Dallas Page was with Karl Malone. And this was kind of toward one of the, I think, pinnacles of wrestling, I guess. And all of a sudden, it caught up with the NBA Finals. And, why is Diamond Dallas Page in Salt Lake City? And it's not to see his good buddy Karl Malone. It's to promote.
Correct. The next thing.
But with golf, we haven't seen it as much. We've seen it with the Netflix thing, but that is hand in hand with the PGA and the golf community.
If you watch ESPN now, you're starting to see, I think it's ESPN, maybe it's TBS, but I think it's ESPN. You're starting to see Savannah Banana games, right? The fake the Harlem Globetrotter baseball games. Inevitably, when Lloyd's children watch those and then go and play on Saturday in Little League, whether it's them or their teammates or the kids they're playing against, they're going to start to pick up some of the, I tapped the ball up into the air first with the back of my mitt and then I caught it. And I got a little cheer and my endorphins spiked and I felt good about it. And then that's going to jump up to high school and that's going to jump up to college or whatever. And that's going to infiltrate the sport a little bit. And this has always happened. Bob Cousy, Hot Rod Hundley, Pete Maravich, the showman of the NBA, Jason Williams. This has always happened some, but it was hard to go and make a separate living based off of those highlights alone. Now you can forge an entire career by being a social media personality that Hot Rod had to do enough to become a play-by-play voice. Bob Cousy actually had to be a good NBA player. Pete Maravich had to actually be a good NBA player. White Chocolate didn't create a career for himself off of his hot shot moves, while as now there's a pathway to get there with social media.
There is, kind of.
Now, I don't think that's what Bryson DeChambeau is doing, but we are seeing the slow leak, and eventually the dam will break.
But can you truly maximize whoever it is as a personality, persona, financially or whatever? Can you do it without the traditional gatekeepers? Can you do it without the PGA Tour? Can you do it without the Open Championship? Because I think this is what bugs the golfers.
We talked about this last week with a guy named Kimbo Slice, who did not go through professional boxing, who did not go through MMA. In fact, went through your favorite outlet, Bum Fights, to become a social media sensation and made a bunch of money off of it, rest his soul. But again, the leak has started.
But he eventually fought under one of those umbrellas.
He did. He worked his way up to get under one of those umbrellas.
He eventually fought. I don't know. I'm not in that world. But I mean, if you look at television personalities that go off traditional television and get fired for whatever reason, and then go online, and we hear about all this ched that these people are making online, and good for them, good on them. Are they even relevant?
No.
I would argue they're not. I mean, you can clown on the traditional outlets all you want, but you can clown on the PGA Tour all you want. And yeah, maybe Bryson can make a little hay outside of the realm because he's some snap click star. But is he ever relevant as a golfer? I mean, the only way you can do that is by tackling or latching on to actual legitimate events. And he has been, I guess, on YouTube the whole time reacting to all of this. And they say that him banging balls into the middle of the night was all just this stunt to get himself attention and make it about him so he can make this living. But do you... and sir, I'm asking specifically you because you're way more online than me and a casual golf fan. But are you watching anything that dude is doing? Are you?
No, I'm
You're going to forget about that.
Not.
You're going to forget about that guy in 5 dang minutes. So maybe 10 people on his YouTube channel. In this case, because America and the world are giant places, his audience is an absolute sliver of a sliver of a sliver of a sliver. But because of the social platform that you're talking about, yeah, he can make himself rich, probably, sure. But are you going to maximize your? Can you do that? Is Tiger without the platform? No.
Tiger's not.
Nobody is. And that's the delicate dance.
That is where I wonder if this flips. It's where the guy who's close to being good enough figures out the pathway to break through by being a sideshow.
The sideshow is just that.
It is still the sideshow.
There's got to be the
Absolutely.
show. The Savannah Bananas still will never be
Major League Baseball.
Major League Baseball. They'll never be the New York Yankees. It's still a sideshow.
But if you can make more money as a sideshow than you can as a minor league baseball player, by the way, not that hard. Minor league baseball players don't make anything.
Except for when you're dining out on the PGA or whoever, or these other golfers' name. Yeah, I'll give you a funny example, like the royal family. Harry and Meghan leave. I love that. It's one of my favorite South Park episodes ever, where they're like, it's our respect our privacy tour, where they travel the world saying, respect our privacy, while at the same time, like, dishing on the royals and doing books. And that's the reason that they're famous. Yeah. And they're trying to dine out on that name. And you hear that people are bent about that back in merry old London. And it's probably because, it's like, you're still, you left, you're gone. But you're diming out on our name. You're hijacking our tournament. I totally get that.
100%.
I'd be totally bent. You're like nobody. You'd be golfing in front of. You'd be what does Happy Gilmore call it? The golf ball whacker guy. Or is it a driving range launching long drives? There's a million of those dudes on the snap tube.
Yeah, there are.
So I don't know. We can play those Rory comments.
Yeah, love to.
A little bit later. All right, top 3 stories of the day at KSLSports.com. Oh, how was the Odyssey?
Should we save it?
Yeah, we can save it.
We'll save it.
All right.
I'll tell you whether or not you can take your 9-year-old daughter to the Odyssey.
That's what I want to know.
Okay.
All right. Stay tuned. 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
You're listening to this podcast, so I know you've got a curious mind. Here's a helpful fact you may not know yet. Drivers who switch and save with Progressive save over $900 on average. Pop over to Progressive.com, answer some questions, and you'll get a quick quote with discounts that are easy to come by. In fact, 99% of their auto customers earn at least one discount. Visit Progressive.com and see if you can enjoy a little cash back. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. National average 12-month savings of $946 by new customers surveyed who saved with Progressive between June 2024 and May 2025. Potential savings will vary.
It's time to break down the biggest stories of the day. This is the top 3 stories of the day on KSLSports.com. 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
Jake and Ben, 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone. Jake, Scott, Ben Anderson. We'll tease Ben's review of the Odyssey. We'll do that in the next segment at 2:50, so people can stick around. I did see a lot of talk on the Talk Snap about it over the weekend.
It's a hit, so people will be seeing it.
But I told
it's
you...
already made $200 million, so...
Wow, did it? And it's opening weekend?
It will be the talk.
I told you my 9-year-old's super into Greek mythology, and she really wants to see it, but she's also a very gentle person. But she has told me, she's like, Dad, I already know all this stuff. It's not going to be scary. So...
Okay.
We'll talk about we'll get into it. All right, time for the top 3 stories of the day at KSLSports.com, brought to you by J. Brooks Jewelers. Explore their expertly crafted engagement rings made from the finest materials. J. Brooks Jewelers. All right, Christian, where do you want to start today?
Number 1, Captain Jack. Glad we get to continue to talk about him. He's wheeling and dealing. The Hawks involved in a 3-team trade. They end up with Lou Dort.
So here's the entire deal, and it's kind of crazy we're talking about leading this conversation with Lou Dort because number 1 overall pick from 2 years ago, Zachary Rizachet, was also in this trade and is teaming up with last year's number 1 overall pick, Cooper Flagg, and the Dallas Mavericks. Lou Dort is getting traded from the Oklahoma City Thunder to the Atlanta Hawks. The Atlanta Hawks are taking number 1 overall pick, Zachary Rizachet, and trading him to the Dallas Mavericks. There are a bunch of second-round picks going from Dallas to Oklahoma City. It is basically entirely designed to get the Thunder under the second tax apron, which we have warned people about, talked about. It's so punitive that nobody dares sit over it because it locks up your future ability to make moves, make trades, have draft picks, etc. Nobody wants to be there unless you're guaranteed to win a title.
I like you and I both like this stuff, so it's part of the reason I like doing the show with you is because we find it interesting. But we've been talking on the show for a long time that Oklahoma City is going to have to pick between Isaiah Hartenstein and Lou Dort.
Yes,
they don't want to do it, but
they don't have a choice.
Because of those reasons, they are going to have to pick one of those 2 players. That's how it is.
Right.
They picked the right one.
I think so. Yeah.
I love Lou Dort.
Yep.
And we can talk about his end of this thing in a second, but it was the right move for Oklahoma City. Good for them. I'll be curious to see how they can backfill what it is that he does with other younger players on more reasonable
Case and Wallace, et cetera,
contracts, because that's the idea. Rizachet. I think he probably stinks. I don't know. I don't think Captain Jack is perfect, but had enough time with that guy to realize he's not a guy. And that's why you make the move. I mean,
Rizachet.
Right? Rizachet.
Not Quinn Snyder. Yes.
No. Captain Jack spent enough time with Rizachet to realize this is not a dude. And number 1 picker, no. You got to move off that guy before somebody else figures out that he's really never going to be a dude.
Sell at his highest, which was the day you drafted him, and then it's like planting a tree.
Right.
The next best. Yesterday was the best time. The next best time is now.
And hey, maybe he proves me wrong, and Captain Jack was totally off on this one. But
why is the rum always gone?
But that guy is not a guy.
Not a guy.
As far as the Lou Dort playing for Captain Jack angle, oh, dude. You guys, brace yourselves for the amount of bad shots that our guy Lou Dort is going to take. And listen, again, love Lou Dort, but that guy thinks he is Reggie Miller.
He does. He likes to shoot.
And the Thunder really put the reins on him, and it's part of the reason why it almost made him expendable, because they didn't really play him a ton in the playoff rotation because he didn't really have a fit in the offense.
Correct.
But that dude, this is Jay Crowder reborn, Ben.
Trent Forrest. Yeah, man.
No,
it's the
Jay.
best. It's everything Quinn likes to put out there.
I asked off the record some people why on earth that Jay Crowder got away with
the shots he took.
The shots that he took. Just heaving boulders. The worst shots you've ever seen in the NBA without shame. And the answer I got back was because he pours it on out there. And if you're going to play hard and pour it on, Quinn Snyder, Captain Jack, is not going to
hamstring you,
put the reins on you.
Yeah.
He's not going to get after you because you're contributing positively in 99 different ways. I'm going to let you get away with some bad shots. And Jay Crowder absolutely took that to the nth degree in playoff games.
Yes.
To the nth degree. Lou is going to absolutely cut it loose because he's going to play hard for Captain Jack. This fills a role for Atlanta. He makes them better.
He does.
But, man, is he going to take some awful, awful, awful shots. I can't wait to see it.
They whiffed by not hitting on their number 1 overall draft pick. Had that been Steph Castle, had that been Donovan Clingan, had that been Alex Sarr, who I thought was a better player, they'd be in a better spot today. They didn't. They didn't do a good job. They picked the wrong guy, and they're going to pay for it now. Though getting Lou Dort out of it is not the worst.
Not nothing.
Consolation prize. So that's a good pivot by them. They could have been worse off by saying, well, we made this pick. We're going to wait 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years because he was the number 1 overall pick. You can't trade that guy. That was smart of them to make that move. So I actually do think Atlanta got better today. Yes, I'm curious how much Lou Dort thinks that this is my team now. Someone's got to fill in for the shots that Trae Young's not taking.
Why not Lou?
Must be Lou.
Why not Lou Getz?
The other part of this that's funny that I can't believe you didn't lead with, which is why is Lou Dort more expendable today than Isaiah Hartenstein? Because Chet was so bad in the playoffs.
Yeah, good point.
That they had to keep Isaiah Hartenstein.
Yeah, Chester wasn't going to get it done.
He was not going to get it. Had Chester been A+, been an obvious, future All-NBA player, future All-Star, they would have said, oh, great.
We got Chester, dude.
We got Chet, who's going to eat up $40 million a year, but play 40 minutes a night at the 5 or 37 minutes a night at the 4-5. And we're stoked, and we'll just get some other guys to backfill. In fact, they have 2 other young guys. They've used 2 lottery picks now on bigs specifically to come in and replace Isaiah Hartenstein. They just drafted Adai Mara from Michigan, and last year they drafted Thomas Sorber from Georgetown. Those guys were both supposed to come in and replace Hartenstein, so you didn't have to pay Hartenstein $25 million. And they didn't do it, and Chester didn't do it. So now they have to get rid of Lou Dort for 3 second-round picks. That's how you get worse. The Thunder are worse today than they were yesterday with Lou Dort on their roster. That's the problem.
It depends on what those young guys do. You never know. I mean, do they fill a role?
Sure, but that's what they said 2 years ago. They thought, oh, well, maybe Nikola Topic will step in and replace one of our guards, and then got cancer, sadly, and couldn't play. I don't know if he's an NBA player. And then they thought, well, Thomas Sorber will come in and will play a year and will be ready to take over for Isaiah Hartenstein, and broke his foot and couldn't play. It's the risk.
I mean, it's not perfect, but like C.J. Miles gets hurt in the preseason, and all of a sudden Wes Matthews is a key cog on a great team.
Yep.
And the Thunder had a ton of that last year.
Yep.
Were guys that were all of a sudden the second or third best player on the floor.
Right.
So we'll see. I don't know. But defensively, he's really good.
He's nails. He's the real deal.
Yep. All right, next.
Number 2, is today the day? Is LeDecision finally going to happen?
Is there a reason we're wondering if LeDecision is happening today? Is there anything pointing in that direction?
The rumor mill seems to be heating up. That's really it. It's just speculation that it could be today.
What's LaMill saying?
That's just it. It feels like it could be happening
Can I
soon.
tell you what happened, actually? The World Cup ended, and now there's nothing to talk about, so people are wondering what LeBron is going to be doing. That's what happened. The World Cup filled 8 to 15 minutes on whatever talk show you want to watch is your thing. I don't mean our show, but it ate up middle of summer, dog day conversation, which is great. And now it's over, and the next big story that you fall back on is we're not quite ready to get into hardcore training camp in the NFL. College football's not back yet. We're going to see fall camp kick up next week for a lot of these teams. And until then, got to fill it with something. And right now it's going to be LeBron. Do I think LeBron picks in the next little while? Of course. He'll pick in the next few days. Do I think it's happening today? I'd be very surprised.
So it's all about attention.
Ratings.
Let me ask you this. Could it be all about Aaron Rodgers?
Explain.
Aaron spent less this season, but last season, not telling anybody about anything, just in the wind. And the news was that maybe he had formed a club to save room for him, but he didn't sign until how long? He just made it about late. And it was Pittsburgh who had held a spot for him. And they were going to sign him, and everybody knew they were going to sign him, but he just didn't do it because he's a weirdo. And I wonder if LeBron was like, look at everybody. Look at everybody just hanging on to this.
This is exactly what we were talking about with Bryson DeChambeau, which might not be that. It might not mean that Bryson doesn't need the tour or major championships again. I know he's not on the PGA Tour. He needs some type of outlet to elevate his name, but he can make money in the margins by being a show elsewhere while he's not on tour or while he's not at the British Open. So yes, to this point, LeBron says, oh, well, I'm not making any money today by signing with the Cleveland Cavaliers or Miami Heat or wherever I'm going to end up. But you know what I can do? Continue to build my Q rating, continue to drum up interest in whatever this future Netflix series is going to be, because we know there's a documentary crew with him wherever he's going right now. And this is all footage. This is all good stuff. This is all, at least LeBron thinks it's all good stuff.
Are they really holding up releasing the schedule until LeDecision is made? Is that legit a thing?
What Adam LaSilver said.
Is he holding up the schedule release for DeAndre Jordan? Because that's basically what we're talking about here.
Right.
Some has been.
Who else are you doing? Who other 25th to 30th best player in the NBA are you worried about?
Are you holding up the whole schedule for?
Nobody cares where James Harden's going. You're not holding up the schedule for James Harden, but LeBron has the name.
Did you see the pictures that came out of James Harden?
Big boy James?
Last week?
Yeah. The video.
Heavy.
Big James is back.
Heavy.
Yeah. Mack truck. Looking good. Shirts barely fitting.
Jimmy.
Belt hanging on for dear life. It's my favorite James.
Heavy James.
Yeah.
But usually that's trying to force a trade, James. This might be organically, like genuine.
I can't wait.
Because he's a free agent.
Until we see 43-year-old James Harden come back.
Oh, no.
290.
290.
He just doesn't care at all. That's going to be the best. Just the beard's completely out of control.
Well, nobody watches the On3 League, so it's not going to matter.
Yeah, it'll be sitting courtside at some future All-Star game that he's not playing in. Obviously, he's been retired for 8 years at that point.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, no.
I thought you were implying he'd play as long as LeBron or Bartolo Colon.
Your favorite Jazz player of all time, which we learned during the Jazz 50 season, was Jeff Malone.
I do love Jeff
Mr.
Malone.
Leap and Leaner himself. Leap and Leaner?
Yep.
Have you've seen not late career. We'll call him midlife Jeff. You seen what Jeff looks like today?
Heavy?
El Jefe, yeah. Yeah. He's
all right.
Yeah, he's packing on some pounds. He looks good. I can't wait to see what James looks like when he's 50 years old and has stopped having to be in shape.
Sweat and gravy?
Oh, man. It's just glitter and gravy.
Glitter and gravy. It's going to be incredible.
It's the best.
All right, what's next?
Number 3, speaking of the World Cup, is Messi washed?
No, I think he was tired. I do understand now.
You don't start the game tired.
Why he took? Well, it's the end of the tournament. He's been playing a lot. I get why he took the last 2 seasons off to go play in the MLS, so we didn't have to be running all over the field, because he got to walk around a lot. He was walking around a lot during the World Cup, and then had to kind of pick his spots. But then he went up against Spain, and they were just too good.
I did watch the whole thing.
Okay.
And I was pretty ready to be outraged, because Spain just mopped the floor with them, and it was 0-0. I'm watching it with my dad, and we were like, if this were football, what would the score be? Spain would have been up 30. I mean, the way that they had dominated.
It felt like a Kyle Whittingham game to me.
Well, I mean, that's exactly
Game's 14-3, but there's no chance the team that only has 3 points is going to come back and win this game. And yes, that's what Argentina felt like. No way they're coming back.
It was such a dang onslaught. And I would actually blame the coach for Argentina more than I would Messi. I mean, he's a geezer, yeah. He's walking around out there, sure. Yeah. But he still had a great tournament. I mean, it's not...
Yeah, of course.
You know, it's not like he didn't get them to the finals because he played badly. But Argentina had this... Well, we're just going to deaden the whole game, not be aggressive at all in the slightest. And then when it comes down to it, we unleash Lionel. And that's how they've been winning.
Uh-huh.
There he is, Lionel.
Well,
it kind of almost worked.
It snowballed on him eventually.
Yeah.
Yes. And if it did work, I would find that so maddening. It's what I hate about soccer and to a lesser extent hockey, no offense, Mammoth. But that you could just roll a team and somehow they can fluke it out at the end and you're taking an L. I hate it. And we were headed for 0-0 and the shootout and the stupid.
To the point where, yes, it became very obvious, A, Argentina was down a man, but B, I mean, early in the second half, it became clear that Argentina was playing for penalty kicks.
Was just
they were
packing
like, we're
it
not
in.
going to put this thing in the back of the net in real time.
Ever.
Yeah, we have to get to PKs if we're going to have a chance to win this.
And that would have been the most maddening finish. 0-0 tie. And then Argentina flukes it out in the PK or whatever. And it's just like Italy-Brazil in 1990, which I found is like the most obnoxious game ever played. But no, Spain finally
broke through
on a really spectacular play from like 4 different dudes. And you see the proper team won the game. And then Argentina finally woke up after that. It's like, oh, yeah, we got to really pour it on. And they even, after that, got a couple of attempts. And the game was, I thought, salvaged because what should have happened. The better team.
Won.
Absolutely won with the better game plan. Because remember, Spain is supposed to be this big conservative
defense
first type of team. And I thought they came in with the right game plan, whereas Argentina was just all the things I hate about soccer. And we'll try and turn it on at the end. I'm so glad it didn't work.
I've never thought there was a bigger lie on my screen ever than the momentum tracker, which you and I made fun of throughout the World Cup. You like the momentum tracker. And it was all red.
All red.
It was all red, all Spain, which was accurate. To be fair, Spain was in total control of that game. But when it looks that lopsided and the score is 0-0 in the 88th minute, it's like, it can't be that. Can't quite be that accurate. They were maybe exaggerating how much momentum Spain actually had. Spain was in control, but had not put anything in the back of the net. Now, I know that there had been 8 shots on goal at that point. So, anyway, credit Spain. They were the better team. They deserved to win. I'm with you. I'm glad we didn't end up getting to PKs and saying, oh, well, we fluked it out. Cool strategy. You shouldn't be able to just sit on the ball, play box and 1 or whatever, 4 out. But they found a way to get it done.
I told you earlier in the tournament, when the U.S. forward got a red card, that I did not feel qualified adjudicating a red card. The red card that put them down a man, forgetting about the fact that the guy had a yellow card previously, sending another player flying like that, what am I?
Like that?
Like that bison. I did it again.
Like that?
The old man in Yellowstone.
To that old man, where that old man just went flying. And to see that guy basically do a cartwheel in the air and land right on his shoulder.
He was like 7 feet in the air, and he did a full front flip.
Absolutely. And then to see the Argentinian player react with, what are you talking about? When he got hit with the red card, it was like, come on, dude.
That dude looks like he just got hit by a truck.
Come on, dude.
Yeah.
That was
a foul.
Not since Zinedine Zidane headbutted that other guy have we seen such an appropriate red card.
Correct.
How could you possibly get up and go, what, that's a terrible call?
Yeah, I felt the same way. I was glad that the call that ultimately determined the World Cup was fully legitimate.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that was an easy one.
No argument other than that guy and that guy's mom. Somewhere that guy's mom was like, that was clean! That was clean!
To do that in the 88th minute was wild.
Wild!
Some mental exhaustion.
All right. Stay tuned. Ben's movie review. Maybe we should come up with some theme music or something.
Okay.
I don't know. But Ben went and saw the Odyssey. We'll find out if Odysseus made it home.
Ben's thoughts.
Stay tuned. 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
Best thing that's ever happened to you financially. Go.
Easy. Sold my car on Carvana. Amazing offer.
Really? I hit 200 on the scratcher.
Did the scratcher come to your house and hand you a check?
No.
How many scratchers did you hit to get that? I hit a button on Carvana.com once.
Okay, that's fair.
It's like the lottery, except you always win.
Not like the lottery at all, actually.
Exactly. Inexplicably good. Offers worth bragging about. Sell your car today on Carvana. Pickup fees may apply.
Your home for the best sports radio for your afternoon drive is right here. This is Jake Scott and Ben Anderson on 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
All right. We're going to get a review from Ben, and we said come up with movie review music. This is the Oscar nomination music. I thought maybe we'd get, Entertainment Tonight or something.
The intro to Talking Pictures with Siskel and Ebert, whatever their show was called.
Did my guy Doug Wright have an intro song?
I'm sure he did. Yeah, he had a great show here for a while.
But this is okay. You consider yourself a sophisticated film person, so this reeks of that. Ben saw the Odyssey, by the way.
You do not get to take your 9-year-old to the Odyssey.
No.
It's not.
No, she's
going to
like
need another decade before she's ready to go see the Odyssey.
Is it pretty intense or what?
It's intense. It's extraordinarily loud. It's quite violent. There is one scene with a witch that's particularly troubling for a 9-year-old. You would be fine. You and your wife will be fine to see it.
But
it's not a horror movie. But there are enough scenes of horror that you could ruin your 9-year-old's enjoyment of
Greek mythology.
Greek mythology forever if you weren't careful with it.
Okay, see, this is why I'm glad you got a chance to see it. Overall, was it good?
I really enjoyed it. I really, really enjoyed it. I think you would probably enjoy it also. It's not flawless. It's not a lot of flawless movies. It's very long. If you're going to go see it in the theater, sit close to the aisle so you can get up and use the restroom.
Take a 12-pack, not a 6-pack.
Okay. Or I'd say do the opposite in case you want to get up and have to run to the bathroom several times during it. Maybe use the 6-pack instead of the 12-pack, but neither here nor there. It's excellent. It's really an event. It's worth seeing on the big screen. I saw it in the IMAX. That's a lot. It's a really big screen, and unless you're sitting near the back of the IMAX, it's just a lot. There's a lot going on, and it's kind of overwhelming.
There's a lot of Private Ryan.
Yes.
You get Private Ryan right up in your grill the whole time.
It is so loud that you can feel it in your heart, which is intimidating. Again, your 9-year-old probably wouldn't be all that thrilled with that.
Okay.
But excellent. Yeah, movies that has some of the best things I've ever seen on screen ever in my life. Like, truly exciting. Like, this is the best. Which Christopher Nolan does really well. I felt that same way about Batman and Interstellar and Inception and et cetera, et cetera.
Insomnia, as we talked about last week during
Insomnia. Oppenheimer. Yeah.
I saw people on the TalkSnap complaining that they left stuff out, and it's like, the Odyssey's really long.
Yeah, it's like a 14,000-line poem.
You know it's a very, very long.
Yeah, you've got to pick and choose a couple of things.
You can't even get an entire Grisham novel into a
all of Jurassic Park didn't make it into Jurassic Park.
No. So
in fact, I don't even think all of Matilda made it into the movie Matilda. It's like a 90-minute movie.
I thought that was a pretty funny.
Book's 85 pages.
I thought that was a funny complaint.
If you wanted the movie to be 6 hours and no one to like it, you probably could have thrown everything in. But yeah, it's a little modernized, you know.
But yeah, I'm sure
it's Matt Damon in it.
I'm sure it's violent. I mean, the Trojan War lasted for a very long time.
I mean, he's gone for 20 years. That's how long the Odyssey lasts.
He spends a lot of that trapped places, though, doesn't he?
So, Telemachus, his son, played by Spider-Man, Tom Holland? Not
no,
Ron Holland.
The Seabiscuit guy?
Tom Holland, is back with Anne Hathaway, his mother, wife of Odysseus. Odysseus goes off for 10 years for the Trojan War, and then gets stuck for 10 years trying to get home and loses all of his men. Telemachus, his son, Spider-Man, goes off to find one of his one of Odysseus's soldiers and talks to him, who has now become a king, played by John Barenthal. And John Barenthal kind of tells him the stories of what happened to your dad. I don't know if he's alive, but here's why your dad disappeared.
And the wife is being courted back at...
by the suitors, by Robert Pattinson.
I know the general...
Yeah.
How it kind of works.
And it's all consumable. Like, it works. It's edited really well. It's not confusing. You're not going to be like, I've not read the poem. I don't know what's going on. It's easy to follow. But it's huge. I mean, it's the movie is huge. The action is huge. The noise is huge. It's 2 hours and 50 minutes long. Like, it's a whole huge thing.
Did you like Troy?
I only saw it once, and I didn't see it in the theater. And it was before I was into, like, big movies.
I saw it once, or I've seen it more than once, but I saw it in the theater, and I really liked it. But most people hated it. But I thought the concept of what the Trojan War could have looked like if it were reality as opposed to having the gods interfere, I thought was a really actually rad concept.
And, like, there is Cyclops in this movie. But it is not, like, you don't see Zeus. There's a lot of talk of Zeus. You see Calypso, but she looks like a woman. You know, there is talk of the gods. It's not a bunch of gods sitting at a round table playing dice with human lives.
It's funny.
So it is very practical.
It's funny reading some of these, and they make them more digestible for kids, but some of these stories. The concept of faithful matrimony was not prevalent amongst the gods. They were not till death do us part type of folk.
Everyone seemed pretty cool with everything. It's kind of like the 70s.
A lot of random kids.
Yeah, that is left out of the book.
Yeah.
Or, excuse me, out of the movie. There is not a lot of passion in the movie.
Okay. Mike Frank is going to join the show next. He covers the Fighting Irish for Irish Sports Daily. He's going to give us a little preview of BYU, Notre Dame. I mean, pretty cool that Notre Dame's back in town.
Absolutely.
They've been to Provo a couple of times, which is amazing. And the way this game came to be is awesome.
Yep.
Stay tuned. We'll get to all that and more with Mike coming up next. 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
Not only do these guys give you the best jazz coverage in the market, they've got you covered with the Mammoth, the Cougars, the Utes, and the Aggies. This is Jake Scott and Ben Anderson on 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
Jake and Ben, 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone. Ben, Notre Dame is coming to town. Going to be taking on BYU. Let's talk a little bit about the Fighting Irish as we preview the opponents for the upcoming football season. He covers Notre Dame for the Irish Sports Daily. He's Mike Frank with us here on Jake and Ben. What's going on, Mike?
Hey, Mike.
Hey, guys. How are you?
We're doing terrific. We are not quite at the beginning of the college football season, but it feels like we're maybe a week away. Everyone's going to get back together. What's the excitement level for this year's Notre Dame team?
All right. Well, let me just clarify this in saying that, I do a lot of podcasts and things, and it always kind of, I guess, irritated me when somebody would come on and just kind of almost homerish, but I'm going to be that way today because I just think Notre Dame's going to be that good. Mm-hmm. And I've been doing this 31 years professionally, and I will say I think that this is going to be the best and probably the most talented Notre Dame team I've ever covered. Certainly the deepest. They have bodies, everywhere. And so this is going to be a very, very good Notre Dame team. They still have question marks like any team coming into the season. There's still things that they're a bit unsure of. But the talent is there. It's just a matter of can they get it together in time, once they start playing a little more difficult schedule. And obviously BYU is going to be one of those teams. I think they're going to be one of the tougher games on the schedule. It's never easy to fly out there and play in the altitude, and it's a great atmosphere to play in. It's a wonderful place, and I really hope that this continues because I think these two programs are good for each other. I know for a fact that tons of Notre Dame fans really, really respect the BYU team and what they do there, and so I really hope that they continue to do this more and more because I know that Irish fans respect them. I certainly respect the program, and so I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be a fun game. They always are fun when Notre Dame plays this team, And so can't wait to see how it all unfolds.
I don't think you're homering out at all. I think a lot of people out there in the college football world would agree with you. And from afar, I would say they've really found a coach, right? They really found a guy that can do it. And no offense to the great Charlie Weiss, but I think this is the best coach that Notre Dame's had in a long, long time.
Oh yeah, there's no question. I think he's certainly the most liked. That is for sure. So it's I was talking to a Notre Dame fan today, and he was saying it's just nice to have a guy that is a genuine good person, but also a very quality coach. And so that I think has made it a lot of fun for Notre Dame fans. And this is a very good coach. And if there's one thing that I'd say that he is really good at, it's one, getting his team ready, but two, he does a really good job of finding position coaches that know what they're doing and can coach their scheme. And so that, I think, is one of a talent that really separates the good coaches from the great. And so it's been encouraging to watch his hires and how well they've done once they've got here. So, that's one of the question marks going into this. They've got 3 new defensive coaches, the same defensive coordinator, but they had to replace their D-line coach, their linebackers coach, and their secondary coach. And so there is a lot of question mark as far as that goes. And then when that gets down to it, it's like, they've all coached with him before, so he has a familiarity with them, meaning these coaches, but he's also been, it's one of these things where you just don't know. You just don't know what you're going to have.
So what is the identity day one for Notre Dame this season?
Well, I think Notre Dame is going to be they're not going to get away from what they've been, which has been a run-first team. They've you had 2 first-round draft picks last year, and that's going to be tough to overcome. I mean, to lose those 2 quality players, very, very difficult. But Notre Dame has some good young backs. Aeneas Williams has been very, very productive when given the opportunity. I wouldn't say he's as fast as those 2. Certainly a guy who can hit the home run, though. He's got a number of very long runs. But I'd say he's also probably a better inside runner than either of those guys. A very powerful runner. Excuse me. And I think he's going to be very, very good. They have another guy named Nolan James that they're very high on. He's a sophomore. Played a little bit last year, but not very much. But they're very, very high on him. And another really good inside runner. And then they have some young backs that got some speed. And so I don't know. That's going to be the question mark. Can they be as explosive as they were last year? That's going to be a big question mark. And I think some of those plays are going to come in the passing game. I think Notre Dame will be much improved in the passing game. They were good last year, but I think they could be great because I think C.J. Carr is a very talented player. I just don't think that they had the studs at wide receiver that they're hoping to get, and they had some injuries there too that really kind of limited them a little bit in the passing game. So I think you're going to see Notre Dame throw the ball a lot. You're going to see them try and hit a lot of big chunk plays like they do. That's what Mike Denbrock likes to do as the offensive coordinator. And you got a guy who does a pretty good job of getting the ball downfield in C.J. Carr. So I think that's what you'll see defensively. They are going to be very stout against the run. They have some defensive line talent there, some guys with a lot of talent. And, it's going to be nice to have Boubacar Traoré back 100% healthy. He's a guy that's been banged up, and it took him really towards the end of last year to kind of get back to where he was. And then Bryce Young's a young, talented, it's his 3rd year, and big guy, but also a very good pass rusher. And they got a portal guy named Keon Keeley from Alabama that they're hoping will help a little bit with a pass rush. And they've got a very good freshman, true freshman. This is probably the most talented pass rusher I've seen come to Notre Dame in a very long time, and Rodney Dunham, who's a former 5-star player. And he really shined in the spring. He was probably the most, I wouldn't say surprising, but certainly the most pleasant thing that came out of spring was his ability to get after the quarterback, but also play the run well. So, he's going to be a really talented player for Notre Dame for sure. And then, I think it comes down to coaching and health. Can you stay healthy? Health has kind of hurt Notre Dame for the last couple years. so you got to hope for some luck. They haven't had a lot of luck in that, but also I think they have way more depth this year than they have the last couple years, and so they'll be able to overcome that. There are guys on their interior defensive line, fourth string guys who could probably start at a lot of places. Not a lot, but, certainly a number of places that I'm not even sure how much they're going to play this year because, they have 6 interior, 7 interior guys that they will rotate that have had a lot of experience and should be very, very good against the run. So it will be an interesting defense. Of course, everybody knows about Notre Dame's secondary. Leonard Moore is arguably the best corner in the country. And I think Tay Johnson is going to end up being one of the best safeties in the country. I'll be surprised if he's not a first-round pick. It's a freak athlete, a guy who can cover a whole lot of space. And so he's good. And, of course, Adon Schuler, this is his third year starting at safety. Christian Gray is going to start. I don't know whether that'll be at nickel or the other corner spot, but this will be his third year starting. So they have a lot of experience coming back. They have a lot of talent. They have a lot of depth. And it's going to come down to health and how the ball bounces. There's certain things that happen in a game that doesn't matter how well you play. So I think a lot of that's going to come down to it, but it's not a team that a lot of teams are going to want to play. That's for sure.
So, Mike, I consider myself a bit of a college football traditionalist, and with that in mind, I'm a little beside myself what the sport has become and how they've cast a lot of tradition and all sorts of things just aside. But to see a day, and listen, BYU certainly isn't complaining, but to see a day where a coach is so afraid of playing a tough non-conference game that it would bring the end to the Notre Dame-USC rivalry is absolutely outrageous. And I don't like USC or Notre Dame for that matter.
Sure.
But to see it come to an end is just wild to me. And I'm curious how that's being digested in South Bend.
It is. It is a travesty. It is an embarrassment to the game, I think. And to be honest with you, I know a lot of SC fans. I've been covering this for a long time and doing this over the years. I've been on tons of their podcasts, so I know a lot of different SC fans. They're upset too, and I know Notre Dame fans are upset. Nobody wants that to go away. It's a great rivalry, a great tradition. Unlike most hated rivalries, there's not a lot of hatred amongst the fan bases. I suppose if you live out in California, they'd argue with you, meaning Notre Dame fans, that there's some hatred out there. But for the rest of the group of Notre Dame fans, I think Notre Dame fans respect USC a lot because of the tradition that's been in there. Now, if you want to talk hatred, that's Michigan. So there's definitely a lot of hate between Notre Dame and Michigan. So
outside of BYU, what are the biggest stumbling blocks or potential stumbling blocks for Notre Dame this year?
Well, they've got certainly a tough game against Miami, but the nice thing is it's going to be in November, and it's probably going to be very cold and windy, and I'm sure a lot of people are hoping for snow. Because last year Notre Dame had to start out there in the big heat and everything, and so it would be nice for Notre Dame if the weather is not as good. But that's going to certainly be a great game, and I think if Notre Dame can take care of BYU, there's a chance that they could be undefeated at that point. And I think Miami, there's a chance they could be undefeated at that point. So that's certainly going to be a tough game. BYU is definitely a tough game for Notre Dame. They start at Wisconsin, and Wisconsin isn't quite what they used to be, but I do think Wisconsin's defense is going to be pretty good. And, as every first game of the year, you just don't know what to expect. And Notre Dame's got to play a couple new starters at different positions up front at offensive line. And so that'll be, we'll see how it goes type of situation. But I'd be shocked if Notre Dame lost any game before they play at BYU. And then after BYU, they do play SMU, and certainly SMU is a team that has a pretty darn good offense, and so they're a team that could challenge Notre Dame as far as points go. But I think that those are really probably the three toughest games. Obviously Notre Dame had USC scheduled, and that went away, so that's no longer on the schedule. So their schedule is very manageable. if they do the things that they need to where it's possible they could end up 12-0 if all things go right. But I will be surprised if they're not a playoff-bound team. But I was surprised last year. I thought that they would make it last year, and they didn't. So it just, that's part of being independent. If you want to remain independent, you got to accept that there's going to be some blowback for that now and again.
Well, so with that in mind, I was going to ask you, is there a world that exists where Notre Dame ends up in the Big Ten specifically? And you mentioned the relationship with Michigan. I mean, there's definitely some water under the bridge in that part of the country. Is that a possibility for Notre Dame?
I think eventually it could possibly be something. I don't think Notre Dame would just join a conference. I'd be surprised unless things got bad in certain things. And it's interesting because Notre Dame has that agreement with the ACC where they play 5 games. And what hurt Notre Dame more than anything was the 5 ACC teams they played were terrible. Yeah. And so that didn't help them. And so that's kind of the thing. And this year it's the same kind of thing. They're playing Boston College. They're playing SMU. They're playing Stanford. They're playing Syracuse. These are not tough teams. And you're not going to get much for beating them. And if you don't look good against them, it can certainly cost you, which, I think it did a little bit for Notre Dame when they didn't play very well against Boston College a couple games before the last. And so, I think if you're playing teams like that, you better blow them out because everybody's watching. So I think that there's an opportunity for them to do that at some point. But what I would think would probably do it is if there was ever let's just say like a 48-team super conference with 4 divisions, and that's what's going to happen. If that happened, I would think Notre Dame would probably be forced into it to make sure that they could participate and be, have an opportunity to be in it. But I would be surprised. I know they don't want to do it if they don't have to. They've just been holding on for so long. They like the ability to go play these games out at BYU, and they love to play, in Texas and in Florida and all these other places. And because Notre Dame's fan base is national, and they're not in a conference, they have to go out and reach a lot of different players. BYU is a similar program in where they have to shop down a different aisle than some of these other teams. Some of the players that these other teams have access to, Notre Dame would not have access to, and BYU wouldn't consider either. And so it's important for them to be able to showcase their program all across the country. So teams that are, young players, recruits and sophomores, juniors, freshmen, they get a chance to kind of see Notre Dame and what they are and what they're about when they go play there locally, and that helps a lot with recruiting. So I think that's a big part of it. Why they want to remain independent is just make sure that they can expose their brand to as many people as they can, and that's very important to them.
Well, Mike, we certainly appreciate your time, man. Thanks for jumping on with us.
Thanks, Mike.
Yeah, you bet. No problem. Thanks, guys.
There you go. That's Mike Frank, covers Notre Dame for Irish Sports Daily.
Really good stuff from Mike. I hope everyone at Notre Dame has wiped the tears out of their eyes after not getting to the college football playoff and deciding to take their ball and go home and not participate in the postseason of any kind last year after not getting into the college football playoff. But we'll see how they bounce back.
I do like Freeman.
No, I think Freeman's a good coach.
Yeah, he seems to be great.
Yeah, agreed.
And I don't know. Brian Kelly had some success, but was he really doing it? I mean, he was controversial, kind of a crazy person. Then they had a cavalcade of just bozos running that program. And I think he's kind of the right person at the right time. And now
I hope so.
A lot like BYU, their resources really can come to bear.
This is Freeman was overseeing the team that passed on a bowl game because they didn't make the playoff, which I do think is pathetic. And the more I see stuff happen that way in college football, the more I respect the way BYU has handled itself and navigated independence and then navigated getting the short end of the stick in some of these situations where they thought they were supposed to be in the college football playoff and then didn't take their ball and go home Certainly, there were some complaints. There was some lobbying online, but didn't pretend to not want to show up to a bowl game. Went and hammered teams when they got the opportunity. Just move on. You go to the next thing. Life is full of adversity. Sorry, Notre Dame, that you weren't given a golden ticket. Guess you got to go earn it next time. The way the other teams felt like they earned it, and the college football playoff felt like they earned it. So, good game. I'm excited this game is coming to town. I'm glad we have it on the schedule. I like Freeman. I'm with you. I hope we don't see more of this type of behavior from teams. Unfortunately, I think we are.
All right, stay tuned. We will have more coming up next. It's the Jake and Ben Show, 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
Make game day yours. Tickets, food and drinks, stats, and streaming. Everything you need is in the Utah Mammoth app. Download today and make game night easy. Download on both Android and iPhone. Tusk Top.
Evening. Buyer's remorse. Buy a new car? I'll be moving in. Let's get started.
Sorry, I think there's been a mistake. I bought it from Carvana.
You what?
Yeah, great price. I even have 7 days to love it or return it.
So there's no...
No buyer's remorse. More like buyer's rejoice.
I guess I'll let myself out. Congratulations. I mean it.
Buyer's rejoice. Buy your car today on Carvana.
Limitations and exclusions may apply. See our 7-day return policy at Carvana.com.
Just doing it big, you know?
Your home for the best sports radio for your afternoon drive is right here. This is Jake Scott and Ben Anderson on 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
Jacob Ben, 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone. We're teaming up with Beehive Meals. We're honoring people that impact youth sports in our communities. Nominate the youth sports volunteer for the Beehive Meals Hero of the Week at KSLSports.com/contest. And listen every Thursday afternoon to this show, Jake and Ben, for the winner. It's the Beehive Meals Hero of the Week.
Bad news, Jake. I know you're a big Molson Ice drinker.
No.
Tariffs on Canada.
No more Molson?
50%. On Canadian alcohol. So Molson Ice, that's a spike.
So you Canadian club enthusiasts out there are really going to...
feel it.
That's a significant price jump for that crowd.
It's going to go for $1.25 to almost $2 now for a can of Molson.
Yeah, that's... okay.
A spike.
All right. I don't know.
Yeah, you're right. Canadian club. I forgot about that.
I got to say, I'm glad it's not Mexican beers.
Sure.
Which are kind of running the beer market these days.
Yeah. Cerveza.
I think Modelo is still number one, right?
It's Crown?
Yep, that's Canadian.
Is it? Yeah, Modelo. Still
number one.
Still dominating.
All right. Well, I don't know. Is Christian? He strikes me as a Molson guy.
You have 30 days until these tariffs kick in. So
stock up.
Start stocking up
like toilet paper during COVID.
Correct. Exactly right.
And it lasts a long time too.
The Molson?
I'm sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, it never tastes good, so how can it go bad?
Famous last words.
How does it taste? Same as always.
Same as always. It's a Molson. It's a Molson, all right. All right, Ben, we actually spent some time talking about the Bryson DeChambeau thing, but I am here for any sort of like verbal drama because most of the time athletes and coaches are so boring with what they say to the public, like it's not even worth paying attention to. But Bryson DeChambeau threw a fit over a 2-stroke penalty, which he no doubt deserved, and Rory McIlroy had some comments on it. Ben, and I'm here for it.
Okay.
If they're going to talk about it honestly, I'm here for it. And you know how I have not loved Rory's act lately. I don't know. I kind of like this.
Okay.
Let's play it.
So I was watching it live. I was up in the players' lounge watching it with a few other players, and as soon as he made the step into the ball, we all sort of looked at each other and were like, that didn't seem right. And then when I heard that he was called in by the rules officials, I think it was pretty obvious for why. I think there's no doubt that he improved the line of his backswing. So, and again, it's like whether it was careless or whether it was intentional, I don't think it matters. Hopefully it was careless, but I think the 2-shot penalty was justified for sure.
What did you think of the scenes after? Obviously, you guys were delayed getting your tee times as well because of it all going on.
Late night for everyone.
Yeah.
I won't pretend to be up here and defend Bryson. I'm not particularly fond of him. I think a lot of it's performative. I think a lot of it's for attention. And yeah, to hold the tournament hostage like that and have all of us, volunteers, like players, everyone waiting on him to depart, I didn't feel like it was a great look. Like, again, I'm not in his mind, I'm not in his, but it didn't look good.
Good for Rory.
I don't like that dude. Not fond of him.
Not fond of him.
Like that?
Good for Rory. Growing a backbone. Having a little spine for the first time. He's pretty soft-spoken generally.
Everybody now is clapping back with his crybaby behavior over the years, and I can't decide if that's a legitimate counter-argument. I think he meant performative in a different way.
Explain.
Well, have you seen these videos of Rory throwing his club into the lake?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, is that trying to get YouTube, Instagram, or is that just him behaving like childish? Is that performative, or is that crybaby stuff?
Sure. I think that's fair.
But that's kind of what everybody's going back, like, oh, this is the guy who's saying it's performative.
Okay.
But yeah, if you hold the whole tournament hostage because you're...
Drag the rules, people back to the hole where you were marching around in the rough. Yeah, that's totally fair, I think, from Rory.
Now, the wrinkle here, and why this may be, some sort of topic that could be of use on the voicemail feature, is that apparently, and I'll read right from this report I've got in front of me. Sunday night, Jeff Shackelford with the Quadrilateral reported DeChambeau tried to enlist the help of President Donald Trump during a spat with RNA rules officials before officially signing his scorecard. DeChambeau, who was fighting to not be penalized for inadvertently improving his lie after a wayward drive on the par 4th hole during the second round, reportedly to try and have Trump fight on his behalf to not be penalized. Now, this does remind you of Tiger.
Sounds familiar.
What is it about these golfers that are just like, well, I'll get the president right on the phone?
Yeah, I was just talking to the president.
I'll just talk to the president.
And two, listen, politics aside, at what point can you not get your mom involved? You know what I mean? Like, at what point do you have to handle your own situation and not get the perceived authority or somebody that,
Yeah, I was just talking to the president.
I was just talking to the president, so don't take me in, At what point where it's like you made a bad decision or you threw a fit on the golf course, you got the 2-stroke penalty. I don't care who you have in your phone. You know what I mean? And it says here the RNA denied the request and obviously held up the ruling. So good for them. But at what point is that humiliating? Not cool or effective in this case, but actually humiliating.
First of all, I think it worked for Tiger because he kind of got a slap on the wrist.
Yeah, I was just talking to the president.
I was just talking to the president.
I don't think it's that got Tiger a slap on the wrist.
It helped Team USA in the World Cup. They had a red card that was suspended.
I don't think it was him. I think it was the bribe the donor paid.
But also maybe because they were hosting it on U.S. territory. I mean,
he obviously stepped forward to take credit for it, but I don't believe it was a phone call from the president that got that done.
While it wasn't the president, we learned from Diana Rossini that calling an authority of some type, or at least name-dropping, got her out of a ticket.
But that was humiliating.
Yeah, I was talking to the president.
But that was a humiliating thing.
But it worked.
But we clowned her on it's because it worked until you found out about it, and then it's humiliating.
Humiliating, but she's $250 richer.
There was a governor of some state that recently got pulled over and was like, I'm the governor. It's like, come on, dude.
Okay, slow down.
Come on, dude.
Yeah.
And it worked for him too, but isn't that humiliating?
It is. Yeah, absolutely. But I don't think there's a lot of shame here. Bryson has no shame. Tiger has no shame.
Well, obviously.
Diana clearly has no shame.
But they should. They should have shame. Yes.
You don't think they sold their souls to get to where they are?
Well, I'm sure they did, but that aside, I know a media member that was stopped at a local event and not recognized and pulled the "Don't you know who I am" card. And you know what?
Wow.
We clowned that guy for a long time.
Yeah. Good for Lloyd.
Well, it was not Salazar. I kind of wish that it was. But I've been not recognized at something before, and at no point I couldn't. That's too humiliating. I'm a local radio bozo. Excuse me. I'm not going to do that. Oh, let me get Ben Anderson on the phone.
When, on the off chance that randomly you had President Donald Trump's phone number in your phone, what scenario could you find yourself in where you would call the president?
Never.
To try and weasel your way out of
No,
something?
never.
It would have to be life or death. It has to be like, they're walking me out to the firing squad. Like this, you need to put a halt to this. It can't be a 2-stroke penalty at the British Open. It can't be, I'm about to get my 3rd DUI. Yeah, it's got to be something life or death.
Well, okay, so I was a producer before, a long time ago, becoming a full-time host. And Christian can tell you this. You get some interesting numbers in your phone. I still have some interesting numbers in my phone, whether it work or not, I don't know. But what you figure out is you cannot abuse the fact that you have that interesting number.
Correct.
So if you've got if you've got David James in your phone, you've got to use that once, and it's got to be at the most important opportune moment.
Correct. That has to be used for a reason.
So, I've told this story publicly. I got Urban Meyer's phone number. This is, pre-social media when such things were quite difficult to get. And I called him before he was at Florida. I had gotten his number when he was here. And I called him before the Utah-BYU game. Just called him out of the blue. Like, it's ringing. Holy cow. And Urban Meyer answered. And he said, hello. I was like, oh, my gosh, Coach, I thought I'd get your voicemail. Hello. This is Jake from the Zone. It's Salt Lake City, blah, blah, blah. It's rivalry week. We want to know if you come on. How did you get this number? Well, Coach, honestly, you were around. I got the number in some way, shape, or form. He goes, why didn't you call the sports information department? And I said, well, they would have told me no. He goes, all right, what time do you want me on? And he came on.
Yeah, absolutely.
He 100% came on.
Credit Urban.
I have not called him since.
Smart.
And honestly, if I'd been bugging him once a week, he would have had me arrested or something.
Correct.
But I had to pick that one opportune moment where I was going to get the former Ute coach back on our airwaves.
Correct.
I did not pick a Friday in July.
Right. When Utah was getting ready to take on UNLV.
Because I had a hole in my guest lineup,
Slow Tuesday.
I know.
Yeah. Let's get Urban on.
Let's blow up Coach Meyer. No, it had to be the maximum. So if I had the President of the United States phone number in my phone, absolutely it'd have to be like my family's been kidnapped or something.
This is not a political take, so don't be offended by whatever I say. I hope the president has better things to do than take care of Bryson DeChambeau's.
Oh, I would hope so.
Penalty strokes at the British Open.
Or Tiger's
car accident. Or Diana Rossini and who's it, Kevin O'Connell? I hope there's better things to do in Minnesota than worry about taking care of Diana Rossini while she dunks on your quarterback.
Apparently that's not true for coaches.
Apparently it's not. I have not dropped Will Hardy's name when I've gotten in trouble. I also haven't gotten a ticket in a while.
You should start doing it for like free meals.
The last ticket I got was the day Captain Jack got hired. Actually. Last speed.
Why is the rum always gone?
Memorable.
It was. We were out on a remote. And I still thought it was baloney. But anyways, neither here nor there. But yeah, at that point, I didn't say, I was just coming back from my remote officer, and I got to get back. There's a wedding. And Did you hear about Quinn Snyder? Yeah. That's what I do for a living, by the way.
Humiliating.
Yeah, absolutely. I'd rather pay the fine.
You'd rather take the 2-stroke penalty.
Put me in jail. See if I care.
No, at some point you can't get at some point you can't get.
That's what I'm saying.
Mom. You got to stop calling mom.
Stop calling mom. But Bryson never learned. Tiger never learned. Diana never learned.
You go up to a coach, say, Coach, I should be starting in center field, and I'm getting my mom on the horn.
Yeah, I was just talking to the president.
It's not a good look. It's not. I'd rather not start in center field.
Coach, I see I'm batting 8th today. My mom has something to say
My
to
mom
you.
has something to say. Yeah, you can.
And she's on the phone right now.
That's what I'm saying.
Well, apparently that's not the case because Bryson disagrees, Tiger disagrees, Diana disagrees. And they're doing fine in life.
Your quarterback kind of sucks, though.
I would say all three of those people, Diana Rossini, Bryson DeChambeau, and Tiger Woods, have never been better.
Well, I'd probably disagree about all three of those. I don't think it's going well for Diana. She can't even leave her house.
Yeah, it's pretty rough. There's
Pretty
a reason
rough.
they are all where they are right now.
Yeah.
It's not directly related to the phone calls they're trying to make, but they're the type of people trying to make those phone calls.
Diana should have had some pride and said, you know what, I'm not getting on
You know
a
what,
boat.
officer? My mistake. You were right. Me breaking the news of whatever stupid trade didn't matter. I didn't need to be on my phone risking the lives of the people around me. So I could talk about Elvis Doomerville retiring. Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter where Ndamukong Suh is signing.
But at some point, yeah, okay, you have the president's phone number. Good for you.
Yeah, I was just talking to the president.
Just talking to the president.
Tiger, you don't need the president's number. I know you're dating a member of the Trump family now. You don't need the president's number. Bryson, you definitely don't.
Trying to get out of this parking ticket. I know David James.
Parked in front of a fire hydrant.
Who is the most famous person in both you guys' phones?
Well, my dad's name is Gary Anderson, O-N, and there's a coach in my phone named Gary Anderson, E-N, and you got to be really careful when you're sending a text.
I don't know if that number is legit anymore, but Urban Meyer's
Urban
pretty
is
good.
Much better than anyone I have.
So, yeah. I don't know. I haven't called that number in years. It's still there, though.
Just in case.
Should we call him?
Why not? Next time you get a parking ticket.
I'm
see if
saying,
Urban kicked you out of it.
should we call him
Last
on?
ticket you
call him
got
on
was
air.
up on campus at the University of Utah. That's when you should have called Herb.
Should we call him live on air, see if he answers?
That's illegal now.
Well, we'd have to tell him who's on the radio when
Correct.
he answers.
Yeah.
I think that's how you do that.
Christian, you?
A lot of guests. Yeah, had a lot of guests.
Way to not use a name. Way to ask us to have a name and then you not volunteer one.
Well, there have been some guests where Lloyd tells me not to save their phone number, and I do anyway.
Yeah, of course you do. Yeah, right. You're not an idiot. Yes, you might need that. We don't know what's going to happen with Lloyd.
Right.
And then you need the number. And Lloyd doesn't work here anymore. So yeah, you always save the number.
So I've got some numbers.
Okay.
Man, numbers used to be so much more valuable because people were so much less accessible.
Yeah, you can DM everybody now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Used to get a number and you hold on to that thing. I don't know if it's still there. I had Brian Windhorse's number for.
Oh, did you, Wendy?
But because we had him on when he was with the Cleveland Plain Dealer a bunch, and it was pre-ESPN.
Oh, okay.
But that's probably not it either. All right.
Adrian from the Grizzlies, now with the Utah Mammoth.
You have his?
I do.
Oh.
Me too.
Right,
Adrian's number.
right there in this combo.
I just started with the A's, so.
So you have that?
Andy Larson. Pretty good stuff. No, there's some okay ones in here. Bill Oram.
Yeah, I was just talking to the president.
More next. Jake and Ben, 97.5 DKSL Sports Zone.
You're listening to this podcast, so I know you've got a curious mind. Here's a helpful fact you may not know yet. Drivers who switch and save with Progressive save over $900 on average. Pop over to Progressive.com, answer some questions, and you'll get a quick quote with discounts that are easy to come by. In fact, 99% of their auto customers earn at least one discount. Visit Progressive.com and see if you can enjoy a little cash back. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. National average 12-month savings of $946 by new customers surveyed who saved with Progressive between June 2024 and May 2025. Potential savings will vary.
Psst, I have a secret that's about to seriously upgrade your downtime. Mistplay is always running these massive sweepstakes, from major cash prizes to top brand bundles to thousands of dollars in gift cards for Amazon, Visa, Target, and more. You just play your favorite mobile games, earn points, and you cash out those points for entries. Mistplay is 100% free. No deposit, no subscription, no hidden fees. Download Mistplay today and start winning.
All systems go. This is Jake Scott and Ben Anderson. Now, every day from 2 to 6 on 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
Jake and Ben want to remind you about Win Ticket Wednesday, your chance to win big every week here on the KSL Sports Zone. This week, you can win a pair of tickets to go see Post Malone with special guest Jelly Roll and Carter Faith at Rice-Eccles Stadium on July 28th. Tickets on sale now at LiveNation.com. Get your tickets today and listen to the KSL Sports Zone all day on Wednesday for your chance to win.
Jeez. So Ryan Clark got laid off.
Yeah, the Mouse is apparently laying off all sorts of people.
Apparently, Ryan Clark, because we are watching ESPN right now, Ryan Clark was on NFL Live today and was told during the show he was being let go.
That's pretty cold.
That's pretty cold, Mickey.
During the show?
Our story is being updated. This is by Andrew Marchand. Clark was on NFL Live today, but was told during the program that he was being let go, according to sources. He did not finish the program. Left mid-show.
That's what I would do, probably.
Well,
why? You're not getting paid. Yeah, there's no reason to be there anymore.
Why would Mickey do that?
Why wouldn't you just wait until 5 minutes later?
Yeah.
NFL Live is a half hour.
Do we have a problem?
Apparently.
Wild.
Yeah, why would you do that during the show?
He did not finish the program. ESPN was expected to inform him tomorrow morning when it anticipated the network was going to inform more employees of the layoffs. Nothing better than...
so he got it...
He got it early.
He got it early.
But nothing better than it leaking and then everybody being afraid for their jobs for the next 18 hours. Well done.
So he got a text from somebody during the show.
Yes, he did.
And then like a real pro stormed off.
They were like, unless you don't want to have a laptop tomorrow, leave early. Otherwise, the company's going to come for your card and your laptop.
Way to go.
They usually want that stuff back.
Who leaked it?
Diana.
Chip and Dale? Daisy?
You think it was one of the characters? One of the princesses?
One of the princesses.
They should make an animated feature about Diana Rossini. Have her be the next princess. The Adventures of Diana Rossini. NFL superstar.
I bet it was Donald. Can't keep his mouth shut.
Not the president. We were just talking about the president.
No, the duck.
Segment. The duck.
The duck.
Okay.
Yeah, I was talking to the president.
I do like the idea of Donald Trump texting Ryan Clark during NFL Live saying,
"You're out, pal.
Get out of there."
Oh.
You're fired.
Man, yeah, no, I can't imagine working at ESPN and being like, oh, so there's a wave coming tomorrow, huh?
I guess tomorrow morning's going to be horrendous.
It's going to be a real good day. It's going to be a good night's sleep.
Yeah, we're all excited.
Really going to get some rest.
Everyone loves the anxiety of layoffs, whether you're involved or not. Well done, ESPN.
You're fired.
Part of this is, and there's some SEC quotes out there from Greg Sankey, which maybe we can sink our teeth into a little bit later on, speaking of the Mouse. But the Mouse is so overextended with their rights fees, they just can't afford to produce all these shows anymore. They're just not big money makers. So they're going to run it on a more shoestring budget, and they're going to give their money to the Southeastern Conference or the NBA or the NFL. Or all these other, the entities that are getting these bone-crushing rights fees.
Yeah, maybe I'm naive and they're just getting more and more greedy, and that's certainly possible. We've seen that happen before with business. But there's a chance they're just so, like you said, overextended.
Oh, ESPN loses money.
Just every single penny or more than they can afford goes into buying the rights for the SEC and whatever other, the NBA, NFL, Monday Night Football, et cetera, et cetera.
The PBA. Pro Bowling
Association. They just don't have anything.
Yeah, they don't. They're not going to invest. Well, and then throw Screaming A and Armpit into this, where they're taking $50 million a year or whatever it is.
Right, which has to be 95% of the money they have available for talent.
Oh, probably for talent and production.
Yeah, so.
I know the cancellation of Stephen Colbert was a big deal. But his show cost an incredible amount of money
those hosts make $20+ million.
Well, and he had a staff of a zillion, and it cost all this money to produce the show. And then in today's day and age, these networks are just going to spend their money other places and get less returns maybe, but the overhead isn't going to be as silly. And ESPN has just covered an overhead because of the rights fees. And there's been a rumor the Mouse has been trying to spin ESPN off for
a long time.
And you know how you make yourself more attractive to a potential buyer. You have to show a profit, or you have to show that that you're making money. So you can't cancel the check going to the Atlantic Coast Conference, but you can fire Ryan Clark.
Yeah.
And you can shut down shows. You can thankfully fire Christian's bozo contact in Denver.
Who's that?
Woody Page?
Yeah. That's where it comes from.
That's a famous person in my contacts, Woody Page.
Woody Page, yeah.
We should find a way to maximize that information. Can we get his address with his phone number?
Dox him?
I'd love to keep having him on the show, but I think he'd say no now.
Yeah.
No, I don't want to dox him. I want to mail him a box of bees or something.
Because you thought he was on Pardon the Interruption?
Yeah, because I made a mild mistake.
Uh-huh.
I actually knew what
You
show
said,
he's from, but I
Woody
said...
Page, host of the Pat McAfee Show.
No, it wasn't that bad.
No, not that at all. That's not even close to what my job has been for 20 years that they were celebrating me for.
Terrible person.
Of course, you see him on PTI. He is a dang legend.
We didn't need
He's
to play
Woody
it.
Page with us here on the Jake and Ben Show on 97.5
We didn't need to play
KSL
it.
Sports Zone.
Actually, I'm on around the horn, not pardon the interruption. But,
apologies. No, it's
No problem.
so glad that we kept that. So happy that we kept it and played it.
It hurts every time.
You brought it up.
Yeah, it hurts every time.
Anyway, glad that show's gone.
I haven't heard the sound of you misnaming the people at Big 12 Media Day. So I'll have to go back and listen to the shows.
Hopefully that's gone too.
I'll have to go back and dig in.
I wasn't on the board that time, so Lloyd probably kept it, is what that means.
Man, I wish I would have spent more time at the company barbecue. We got a chance to talk to some bosses.
Mm-hmm.
I really wish I spent more time throwing Lloyd under the bus.
You could have. You should have, and you could have.
I did not at all, but I could have been like, let me tell you about Salazar. Let's talk about
See
Salazar.
that guy down there? Loading up extras on his plate?
Let's talk about
it's
that.
Exactly like him. That tells you more than you need to know.
I didn't, but I should have.
Yeah. Could have.
I could have.
Yeah.
All right. Maybe my favorite quote of the year so far. Can we get to that coming up next? I mean, amazing.
Okay. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm excited to hear it.
Stay tuned. More Jake and Ben coming up next. 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
Not only do these guys give you the best jazz coverage in the market, they've got you covered with the Mammoth, the Cougars, the Utes, and the Aggies. This is Jake Scott and Ben Anderson on 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
Jake and Ben, 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone. Jake Scott, Ben Anderson. Ben, there's a lot of college football stuff, feels like, going on. We can get to SEC Media Days and Greg Sankey talking about his opinion on the future of college football and the college football playoff. Get us back in the topic of our favorite company, Disney.
Mm-hmm.
But I love this sound, and I'm excited for you to hear it. Okay. The University of Kentucky has hired a new football coach. His name is Will Stein.
Mm-hmm.
And he had a press conference. This is at SEC Media Days. And he was asked, basically, why will you succeed at Kentucky? Because Kentucky football sucks. Are we going to include the question in this, Christian, or no? Okay, I think it's on here. So he was asked a question leading him there, and I think you're going to love the answer.
Okay.
All right, here we go.
This is going to sound like really, I think because of me, to be honest. I think because of me. I think I know what it takes. I've seen it at the highest levels. I know what it takes to recruit at this level. And you just got to believe, man. You just got to put the ball down and play. There's not really else to be said. Is it going to happen overnight? I don't know. I really don't. If I had a crystal ball, everybody in this room would be really, really rich right now. I don't. And so the best determination of if what you're doing is working is putting the ball down and playing football. And so there's going to be bumps in the road. I mentioned it in the speech. Like, I'm prepared for tough moments and tough times. I've succumbed to that in our process. right? I already do self-talk myself about, all right, how can I stay neutral? When stuff's bad, I can stay as neutral as possible and be very diplomatic in my approach. So that's why. I mean, growing up a fan is great. It is one thing, but I know the players that we can get here. I know that we can recruit north, south, and east. People come to Lexington and love it. I mean, the longer I live there, the longer I'm like, wow, this place is incredible. It's got everything that you want. Great food, great nightlife, great community, great university. It's safe. You got Big Blue Nation. It takes some TLC, and you got to go attack. You can't sit back and wait. That's one thing I refuse to do at Kentucky is the wait. And so I'm really excited about our administration, the direction that it's going. Again, I said I was so fired up that Mitch brought me here. I'm also excited about what the future holds. And so that's why I'm excited. That's why I believe. Or else I wouldn't have taken the job. I would have stayed out at Oregon and coached Dante. And
name drop.
And stayed out there.
It's Dante Moore. He's probably going to be the number one pick of the draft next year. Have you heard of him? How do I know it's going to work? I don't know. I don't know if it's going to work.
We didn't have the question leading into it, but it was, why is it going to succeed at Kentucky? And his answer was, Ben,
me, pal,
because of me.
Number one.
By the way, listen to how long he considers whether or not he should give that answer. Here, play the beginning again.
This is going to sound like really, I think because of me, to be honest.
To be honest?
I think because of me.
I think it's because of me. Why is it going to work? Well, it's because of me. And then I think he realized what he just said and thought,
that's not going to sound good.
Let's go into the tap dance.
Also, mention all the other things.
For like 2 minutes. It's like the river dance. Well, actually, it's because of Lexington. And, well, if I didn't think it was a great place, I'd...
Mitch, the athletic director.
I would have stayed and coached Dante Moore. Did I mention I coached Dante Moore?
Who's our donor? Dante Moore. Well, you're in my favorite drop that does happen every summer, and it comes back every year, is somebody says, I'm going to do what's best for the program. And that never includes them stepping down from their role. It's them keeping themselves employed. Kyle Whittingham's a great example of this.
He is the example.
I'm going to do what's best for Utah football. All right, great. Seems like you've had a great run. Morgan Scalley's waiting. Donors are excited about the next guy. Sounds like the recruits are pretty fired up about Morgan stepping in. So it's Morgan?
No.
No. Kyle Whittingham is what's best for the program.
It's me.
We're running it back with Kyle Whittingham. So for Will Stein to ask, why is this going to work at Kentucky, which, by the way, it's truly never worked at Kentucky.
No.
Football's never worked at Kentucky.
It has not.
All the money goes to basketball, probably a little bit baseball, none to men's football. For him to identify himself as the reason why
it's going to work.
Why it's going to work now. Ambitious.
Hey, it's never worked at Kentucky. Why is it going to work now? Well, because of me.
Built different.
Because of me. It's all about me.
Mick Cronin.
All about me guy.
Toughest guy in the room. Got to go do radio.
Got to go do radio, dude. These coaches are sick.
It's the best.
They're just sick. And I think he realized how sick he sounded and then went into the biggest fluff word salad tap dance I've ever heard.
Not to let Witt off the hook. But what is Witt? 63, 64, 65, somewhere in that range.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know how old Will Stein is?
He's like 36.
36 years
yeah,
old.
He's young.
To identify yourself as a 36-year-old.
You haven't done a dang thing.
Witt has been to 2 Rose Bowls. Was the associate head coach of the Fiesta Bowl team. Beat Nick Saban in the Sugar Bowl. Made the jump from the Mountain West Conference to the Pac-12.
He's got a better resume, yeah.
Surpassed USC as a program in the couple of years that he was there. Not all time, but during that run, Utah was consistently better. Okay, Witt, if you want to say, I think I've earned this, I can pat myself on the back and say, I think I'm the answer right now. There's actually some history pointing to maybe he's right. Will Stein being 36 years old. I don't know if Will knows how to start a lawnmower. I don't know if he knows where the gas goes in a lawnmower.
Dude, he coached Dante Moore.
To identify himself as the reason why now Kentucky's going to win football games. Pretty good. And then to realize over the next 90 seconds that was the wrong answer and I've got to dig myself out of this hole. Pretty good. Pretty good start.
This is going to sound like really, I think because of me.
It does sound like that.
It does sound exactly as bad as your word it's going to sound.
Like that?
And you know what I love about it is that he considered it. He knew how it was going to sound, and he thought, you know what? I'm going to do this anyway.
What's he tapping on? Is he pounding his fist on the table? Is he like clicking his feet together under the... Something's happening. You can hear he is fidgeting in between the question and the answer because...
This is going to sound like really...
but it's me.
Tapping something.
Why is this going to work? It's me. He sounds like, I don't know.
One answer.
Have you ever busted your kids doing something, been like who took the cookie from the cookie jar to steal a cliche? And they think, is there anything else I can say other than the answer?
What's my out?
And then they go, yeah, I did. Yeah, Dad, I did it.
I guess I did it.
I did it. So he's thinking to himself, like, am I really going to answer what I think about this? Am I really going to? Yeah, I'm going to do it. You know why this is going to be awesome?
Me.
You're looking right at him.
Number one, Will Stein.
Right here. I'll give Coach Lacombe credit for pointing this out to me, but he said, beware of me, coaches. Like, I can't remember what coach he was talking about. It might have even been Quinn Snyder. It might have even been Captain Jack. But he pointed out to me that here's a guy who never says me or I and always says we and speaks in the collective. And it's a small thing, but, you know, a coach shouldn't be up there saying I.
Yeah.
And I think that is more relevant almost at the collegiate level than it is because coaches become the celebrity of the team.
Correct. It's the only stars.
Because they're the only ones that are there. And they're the only continuation.
Correct.
Right? And after all, it is young people. And so if the criticism is going to go somewhere, it usually goes to the coach. But then the other side of that coin is the credit usually goes to the coach.
Mm-hmm.
And good coaches, and I guess there are more than one way to do things, but good coaches not run from that per se, but don't lean into that, you know, lean into it's about the collective and family on three and all that stuff as opposed to, well, yeah, I did win that game.
Well,
that was me out there.
To still steal a line from Mad Men, that's what the money's for. That's why you make $6 million as a head coach of a college football team, or $3 million, or whatever it is, Will Stein. That's what the money's for. You don't need to take credit.
No.
For everything else. You get paid the most. You're the highest paid state employee next to Mark Pope. That's why you're here. That's what the money is for. No, not to take credit for all of this. No, it's the fan base, it's the donors, it's the rich history, it's the students. That's why. Not it's me.
It's me. That's why we're going to succeed. Before you've even succeeded, by the way. And if he were truly a smart coach, he would be saying, this is a disaster.
Yeah, right.
I'll be lucky to win a game. Are you kidding
the
me?
Doc Rivers game plan.
Absolutely.
Doc could have taken over the 73-win Warriors and been like, guys, this thing's being held together with toothpicks, straws.
This is a heavy lift.
This is a disaster. I walked into a disaster.
This
is the worst 73-win team you've ever seen in your life.
Yeah. We'll be lucky to win 10 games.
We'll be lucky
to
win 10 games. We are starting from square one.
Right.
Why is it going to work? Will Stein knows the answers.
Not taking a victory lap before anything's even happened. Why is it going to be successful? You're looking at him.
This is going to sound like really, I think because of me.
To be honest, it's because of me.
Here's Kentucky's schedule. Starts soft, Youngstown State. Should be a W, I would hope. Second game of the season. A little trial by fire. Slight uptick in competition. Alabama, at least it's in Kentucky. Texas A&M on the road, South Alabama, at South Carolina, LSU, Oklahoma, Vandy, bye week, thankfully, at Tennessee, home against Florida, at Missouri, at Louisville.
Well, if he goes undefeated,
Will,
you know who gets the credit.
I will give you credit, Will, if this team wins 11 games. If you drop, home against Vandy, you win the other 11, I'm gonna tell Will he deserved it. That's looking like a 3-win football team to me.
Wow, 3. That's
Youngstown State.
You're giving them the 3 non-cons, and that's it?
South Alabama. Maybe it's a 2-win team. Who else are they? Oh, Youngstown State, South Alabama. Yeah, they're not better than anyone else.
That we know. I don't know.
Well, they fired their coach.
Right.
After going 5-7, they thought they would be better than that.
Well, then that's a bold statement. Maybe I should back off my criticism. It's bold, Coach. To already be taking the credit for success that's never happened.
This is going to sound like really, I think because of me.
Hear me out.
Amazing.
I think I'm the guy who's going to fix.
Amazing. Not everybody else. Not the infrastructure. But then he does go into that in the tap dance because he recognized it. He's like, oh, man, this is not.
No.
I just made this all about me.
Told the world I'm Atlas. It's all on my shoulders.
He probably saw some eyebrow raises by all the media members that he's talking to. They're like, oh, he actually said that? Then it hit him like, oh.
Probably saw his wife put her head in her hands like, oh, he's not going to make it to Game 7. And then he had to start backtracking.
Honestly, and I'm not trying to prop up our own self-import, but these coaches that go from coordinators to head coaches don't know the power of the words. Does that make any sense?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I bet this dude has been sitting back and saying, oh, I could do it better and wait till I do it my way and wait till the world runs into me. But you realize with some experience that maybe telling everybody that before you've even coached a game is not the best idea.
It's Nate Hackett, who didn't realize why he was winning games.
Yeah.
Yeah, buddy. You had Aaron Rodgers in front of you. Making every decision. Vetoing all of your bad decisions. Nah, I think I'm going to run an audible on that one, Nate.
And liked you specifically because you didn't do anything.
Because you were a patsy.
You would just let him do his thing.
Yes, you never said no to him.
Oh, we were talking about old Charlie Weiss being the head coach at Notre Dame. You know, his job before he got that was offensive coordinator of the New England Patriots. He was Tom Brady's first coordinator or whatever. The guy who had it all figured out plays it into the head coach at Notre Dame.
Yep.
Turns out, that dude is a huge bozo.
But Brady.
But Coach
Pretty
Tom
good.
Brady.
Brady, pretty good.
Oh, Brady had, who's the guy who's back with the Patriots now? McDaniel. Christian's guy.
Don't hire Dante Moore as coordinator. Just because you've been around somebody who's special doesn't make you special.
No, honestly, where Signetti came from, not James Madison. Yeah, it was James Madison. Honestly.
You won there?
You won there and you built a program.
I bet you can do something in Indiana.
You did so at all odds? Against all odds? Okay. But yeah, Dante Moore's coordinator.
Yeah.
The coordinator at Oregon that has all the advantages on the West Coast.
Don't hire the receivers coach from Ohio State or LSU. Generally get pretty good talent. Don't hire the running backs coach from Wisconsin.
Well, that used to be true anyway.
That used to be true. Yeah, usually pretty solid. Yeah.
No, they got all the guys.
Yeah, give me the guy who turned nothing into something.
Right.
Not the guy who coached a good quarterback at Oregon.
Well, apparently this dude taking credit for all of that.
Will Stein.
Even, I could be coaching Dante at Oregon. Just dropping that name in there. Making that happen.
Well, it's going to be a short run for Will.
I think so, too.
Rooting for him.
I'm not.
They're going to lose 71-0 to Alabama, and it's not going to be about me anymore.
Well, except for he's going up against Kalen DeBoer, who had one quarterback and rode that all the way
yes,
to
he did. You're right.
The head coach at Alabama.
Yes, he did. In fact, took him from Indiana.
Yeah, indeed. Yeah, that Michael Penix guy turned out to be pretty good.
Kind of.
Next stop, head coach of Alabama.
Yeah.
Replacing Nick Saban.
Yep.
Coaching is such a funny, egotistical world.
Well, I have a team to track.
Full of sociopaths. We can play further highlights from SEC Media Day because Greg Sankey did weigh in on the playoff and the future of college football.
And the greatness of the SEC.
And the greatness of the SEC, which I'm not sure is exactly true anymore.
Doesn't seem like it.
Well, I mean, wait till Kentucky splashes onto the scene. Starts rolling over those Big Ten teams in the playoff. Then this guy's really going to be insufferable. Yeah. Wow. If it goes that way, good heavens, look out. All right, stay tuned. We'll get to more of that later. We'll get to that SEC stuff, future of college football, good thing, bad thing, what's going to happen, nothing's going to happen. We'll get to it ahead. It's the Jake and Ben Show, 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
Your home for the best sports radio for your afternoon drive is right here. This is Jake Scott and Ben Anderson on 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
That's right up your alley, Ben. I can't believe you didn't see that story.
Travis Scott is in the Odyssey.
Isn't he a musician?
He is.
But he makes a cameo or what?
Yeah, he's like the first. So the Odyssey from Homer, written by Homer, is largely has survived via the what do they call it? The vocal tradition. It's not like it's written down well, but it's just been repeated so many times and told and told and told. The oral tradition of telling the story of the Odyssey, and that's kind of the role Travis Scott plays. He's the first face you see at the open of the Odyssey, and he's telling the story of the Odyssey to set it up. Well,
Travis Scott was at a nightclub. I think it was in New York. Let's see. Hold on. It doesn't say what it's called. But, yes, it does say it was in New York. 50 Cent had taken the stage, Ben.
Okay.
And there was a fight involving Travis Scott. Bottles were apparently smashed. And your guy, Jordan Clarkson, jumped in to break it up, apparently.
Oh, nice of Jordan. Peacemaker, Jordan Clarkson.
The rapper's entourage allegedly responded by throwing bottles, and Jordan jumped in and trying to de-escalate the situation. Jordan was later photographed as police escorted him from the venue. So he gets the picture taken. I just wanted to know, and there's a video out here, and I have not seen exactly the manner in which Jordan jumped in, but I am hoping so much that he put up his dukes.
Well, Jordan's rambunctious, and we saw him, try to fight. I think it was the Golden State Warriors. I can't remember now who he was exactly trying to fist fight.
He put up his dukes!
He really did. Like, he was...
like the Notre Dame mascot.
Going 22 rounds of bare-knuckle boxing. Yeah. No, I'm now seeing the... Oh, here's the video. Okay.
I don't think you can tell if he's got his dukes up, though.
Okay. Yeah, it's pretty dark inside the club. Oh, well, again, you got to remember, all of these celebrities... I walked by Travis Scott when he was at Delta Center. He was some guest, courtside guest from Ryan Smith. And I saw him using his phone in the tunnel by himself. I thought, I think that's Travis Scott. What's he doing here? Most of these guys are 5'9", 5'8", very normal-sized people. Jordan Clarkson, despite the fact that he's a short NBA player.
He's not even a short NBA player. He's like 6'6",
He's like 6'4", 6'5". Yeah, he's not Walker Kessler. But he's a big person, hence being in the NBA, being that talented and that size. So, yes, Jordan is going to stand out like a sore thumb at a club as such a large person.
It was against the Pistons, by the way.
It was the Pistons.
Ron Holland.
That's right. Tried to fight Ron Holland.
Got his dukes up. It was the dangest thing. I mean, most NBA fights, all NBA fights are pretty lame, right? The hold me back kind of thing. But do you think Jordan was serious when he put up his dukes, or was he being funny?
In the NBA? Probably both. I bet you he laughed about it immediately after. But if he had a chance to swing, I bet he would have.
I don't think so.
You don't think he would have thrown a punch?
Not doing that.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
I don't. It'd be the same thing as if a fight broke out in the NBA and Jordan Clarkson did the crane kick from Karate Kid. All of a sudden, he started doing that. That's the same thing.
I haven't seen anyone stand that way.
If he really were serious about fighting Ron Holland.
Mm-hmm.
I'm rewatching the fight now. He goes to swing, but he checks himself.
Yeah.
He goes to swing.
Jordan,
he has to stop himself.
Jordan's a smart person. He didn't want to cost himself a bunch of money. I think he already got fined for it and got thrown out of the game. But Jordan's a smart enough person to not cost himself $25,000 game check to punch Ron Holland.
You know what my favorite altercation from that era of Jazz basketball? And there were some good ones.
Mm-hmm.
Rudy tried to fight
Miles Turner.
Miles Turner. I almost said
Yeah.
Evan Turner. I was like, that's not right. Miles Turner.
Mm-hmm.
And remember afterwards said he's not about that life. But my favorite one.
Correct, Rudy, and neither are you.
Yeah, right. Exactly. That's
None
why.
of you are.
Yeah. But my favorite one, I can't even remember the fight, but Joe Ingles from the opposite side of the court just ran straight at the melee and totally lit up the referee. Do you remember what I'm talking about?
I do. I remember Joe Ingles storming the court. Yeah.
Absolutely lit up the referee. And I think it was an accident, but Joe knew what he did because he came on DJ and PK like the next day. And they were asked about him not getting fined. And I don't remember exactly what he said, but he was very grateful he did not get fined. And that led me to think, like, why was he so grateful he didn't get fined? And then I went back and watched it, and it's because he absolutely lit up a referee.
Yeah.
Like, totally body checked him and ran him right over.
And these dudes love money.
The referees?
No, the players. They don't want to lose $25,000 for... Yeah, hitting a referee, bumping into a referee, getting suspended for a game.
Who was it that Carmelo Anthony slid in and punched from behind? Remember that?
I don't remember that.
Your hero when he played for the Knicks?
Mm-hmm.
Carmelo Anthony? One of those fights where he ran in at the last minute and like slid and punched, sucker punched the dude?
I do remember that. No, tough guy.
NBA fights are the worst.
Yeah, there hasn't been a good one in a long time.
No, fake tough guy. That's what bugged me about Wemby. Being an old fake tough guy. And remember, Locke defended him. Locke was like, no, he's an actual tough guy. It's
tough.
like, no, he's not.
Elbowing someone in the face when they're not looking?
Tough guy. Fake tough guy.
Not particularly.
Elbowed Nas
Nas
Reed. Elbowed his head into tomorrow.
Yeah.
He should have been suspended for that.
He should have been in trouble for a lot of things, but the NBA wouldn't call a foul against him
Calling
in the finals.
Calling the code red on the Oklahoma City guy. Who was that?
Bismack Biombo. Yeah, they tried to hurt Jared McCain, and he went to Bismack Biombo, who was the 15th man, I believe, on the Spurs roster, and said, "You see Jared McCain? Go hurt him."
It was two guys. One was Biombo, and it was somebody
And
else
Plumlee.
too. It was Plumlee. I was like, "You've got the clinic sitting right over there, dude.
Correct.
What are you doing?"
Yeah, the assassin himself.
You could have.
His nickname is the Dislocator.
You could have ended McCain's career. You had somebody sitting right there.
Went to Bismack.
The NBA is full of fake tough guys.
Absolutely. Probably a good thing.
I could do without all the song and dance. I don't
Sure, but it's better than them actually wanting to fight each other all the time. I'm glad we don't talk about a lot of boxing breaking out during NBA games.
No, me too. But I do think it's largely performative.
Yeah. Yeah, oh yes. Again, these guys love their money more than they love the idea of fighting. Just totally understandable. Most people do. And the NBA players are no different. They don't want to get suspended. They don't want to get fined. They don't want to lose game checks.
I'm surprised Olynyk has not been in more fights. If there's anything in the NBA worth fighting over, it's somebody cheap-shotting you.
Spearing you in the back.
Sliding under you, any of that stuff.
Yeah. He's the best at it.
I mean, honestly, the Spurs should have beat up Zaza Pachulia, right?
Yes. No question.
They should have beat that guy up.
Mm-hmm.
And the Heat should have beat up the Clinic when he... Or not the Heat, the Cavs should have beat up the Clinic when he injured Kevin Love with a dirty play.
Mm-hmm. Maybe ended their finals run.
Who did Lou Dort hurt this year? He hurt somebody too. Was it Jokic?
He did hit somebody. Did he slide under him or hit him from the back?
I think he hit him from the back.
Yeah,
was it a trip?
It was Jokic, and then Jokic did try to kill him. Jokic did hit him in the head. Yeah, Jokic is kind of about it because his brothers are very much about it.
Well, he injured what's his name? Like ended his career, right? One of the twins.
Yeah, Markieff.
By hitting him from behind?
Markieff
Morris?
Bad whiplash.
Yeah. I don't think that dude's played since.
Nothing meaningful.
Yeah, Eastern European tough. You wouldn't think that he was that tough, but he'll cheap shot a Morris twin.
Yeah. Well, and Jokic is a big dude, man. It's crazy because the Morrises are big. Those are big guys. And Jokic, when he throws the shoulder into Markieff's back, you suddenly see how much bigger Jokic is than Markieff.
And Jokic's brothers are terrifying.
And they are terrifying, yeah. But scarier than Markieff's brother.
Absolutely.
Marcus.
Man, those guys were... Remember, they couldn't play together? They were such a disaster in Phoenix off the floor that they had to separate them?
No, it was the opposite.
They were only sane together?
They could only be on the same team because they had been on the same high school team and they both went to Kentucky, correct? Or did they go to Kansas?
Kentucky? No, Kentucky.
And they got drafted by different teams, I think back-to-back or whatever. It was close. And they could not function without the other one next to them. And so they had to reunite eventually.
That's kind of sweet.
Kind of. Not really, but then they...
Miss your bro?
They got back together and played for a little bit, and then they figured out how to play separately. But, they couldn't quite figure out how to play unless they were on the same roster together.
NBA, fake tough guys.
Big time.
Rudy. He's not about that life.
Also, thinking fighting Miles Turner would prove that you're a tough guy. Miles Turner's big thing off the floor is that he plays with Legos. Like, that's his life. Miles Turner's not a tough guy in the slightest. And neither is Rudy.
We can talk about this later, but should the Jazz be in the Daniel Gafford business? That's the big rumor today is that Dallas is making Daniel Gafford available for trade.
I have some insight.
He's better than Nurk.
I have a little insight on it. Talk about it.
All right. We'll get into that a little later in the show. We've got the audio vault coming up. We've got to get into the Michigan situation as they have separated themselves from their athletic director.
Witt might be walking into a disaster.
Yes, they could. Absolutely.
Which might be why it's Witt's job and not DeBoer, Freeman, et cetera, et cetera.
Maybe. But also walking into a job and having your AD who hired you get fired before you've even coached the game is usually not a good thing.
Not a good sign.
Because the new AD could possibly want their guy.
Mm-hmm. Or they're about to really put the clamps on the entire athletic department.
Maybe they should hire Harlan.
No one says firm control like Mark Harlan.
I just think he and Witt would work well together again.
Yeah, they did at Utah.
Worked out well for Witt.
Hand in hand.
$13 million out the door. Imagine the separation fee from Michigan.
Yeah, pretty good.
More next. Jake and Ben, Audio Vault, straight ahead, 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
You're listening to this podcast, so I know you've got a curious mind. Here's a helpful fact you may not know yet. Drivers who switch and save with Progressive save over $900 on average. Pop over to Progressive.com, answer some questions, and you'll get a quick quote with discounts that are easy to come by. In fact, 99% of their auto customers earn at least one discount. Visit Progressive.com and see if you can enjoy a little cash back. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. National average 12-month savings of $946 by new customers surveyed who saved with Progressive between June 2024 and May 2025. Potential savings will vary.
Now at McDonald's, get a $5 McChicken meal deal or a $6 McDouble meal deal. They come with small fries, a soft drink, and 4-piece McNuggets. We're going to need a bigger tray. Get more value with your meal deal with McValue.
Prices and participation may vary. Prices may be higher for delivery.
Best thing that's ever happened to you financially. Go.
Easy. Sold my car on Carvana. Amazing offer.
Really? I hit 200 on a scratcher.
Did the scratcher come to your house and hand you a check?
No.
How many scratchers did you hit to get that? I hit a button on Carvana.com once.
Okay, that's fair.
It's like the lottery, except you always win.
Not like the lottery at all, actually.
Exactly. Inexplicably good. Offers worth bragging about. Sell your car today on Carvana. Pickup fees may apply.
Insurance isn't one size fits all. That's why drivers have enjoyed Progressive's Name Your Price tool for years now. With the Name Your Price tool, you tell them what you want to pay, and they'll show you options that fit your budget. So whether you're picking out your first policy or just looking for something that works better for you and your family, they make it easy to see your options. Visit Progressive.com. Find a rate that works for you with the Name Your Price tool. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
No crazy soundbite slips past these guys.
I came here for the same reason people go to the zoo.
This is another edition of the Audio Vault with Jake and Ben. On 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
Jake and Ben, 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone. It is time for the Audio Vault, the best sound of the day.
Can't be. We already played the Will Stein sound.
Amazing. Why is this going to work? Because of me.
There's only one answer for this problem.
This guy right here. You're looking at him.
Me.
This actually happened last week, Ben. And I've really just seen...
It's going to be funny when we find out this was also Will Stein. You're going to be less confident about the hire at Kentucky.
I really have just seen the headline. I have not heard the audio, so I'm actually looking forward to this.
Worse yet, I've only seen a photo.
Yeah? All right.
It's just a hand sticking.
Okay, this happened in Kansas City, and the fire department was called because a guy got stuck inside of a porta-john.
A honey pot or what?
A honey pot, yeah.
It's called, yeah. Honey, what is that? What it's
a honey
called?
bucket.
Honey bucket.
Honey pot. That's something else. Yeah, that's
lots of guys get stuck in those.
Yeah, but no, this is the honey bucket. This is somebody got stuck inside the john.
And not stuck inside like the thing. He's inside. He's down inside the
tank
where he wouldn't want to be,
if you will,
where the rest of the refuse goes.
And the fire department had to show up to rescue this guy. So let's go ahead and play how this went.
Come on, get on out of there. You got your eviction notice. Bro, come out. You got out of there. All the way down. Watch your self. Get it way back. We're going to cut all the way down. Get way back. Watch your arm. Where's your arm? Lean forward like you did before. Lean forward and come out. Push it the other way. There you go. Lean forward. Lean forward. Put your head to the thing. Listen. No, I'm not listening. Put your head to the thing like you were when you first showed up. Hey, these screws are down. No, they aren't. Lean forward, dog. Listen. I'm not listening. Lean forward like you were before. Now you're just talking now. Listen. No, lean forward. Put your head through the hole. You got to move. Get the f*** out of there. Hurry up. Bro, come on. Lean your head through the hole, brother. I'm the dumb while singing the f***ing urinal. That's real smart to say. Bro, listen. All you got to do is catch the come out. No, you put your left arm straight up. Listen to me. Left arm straight up. There you go. Now lean forward. Lean forward. Keep leaning. Watch your head, okay?
Do you like carry Vicks that you can put under your nose?
Unbelievable.
Lean your head forward.
How does somebody get stuck down there? I don't know. Where did they?
This is per Twitter's AI. The rescue unfolded Tuesday in Kansas City's 18th and Vine district near a World Cup watch party site. An employee heard the man's voice inside a unit from the Patriot portable restrooms.
Hey out there!
And after the police helped unlock it, his head emerged from the tank. Kansas City firefighters used an electric saw to create an escape route. Amid the banter, like the man's "I can't, dumb blank" retort to instructions, then hosed him clean. No major injuries occurred, though the unit it costs $800 to replace.
That's what a honey bucket runs you, huh?
Which seems affordable, actually. You can't get anything for less than you getting a fender bender. It's going to cost you $2,200.
But did he drop his phone in there or something? Like why?
From the sound, it didn't seem like the firefighters were treating him like common mistake. It could have happened to any one of us. They seem to be treating him like he made the decision to get into the...
Well, of course he did. How
else
would he get down there?
I don't know. You asked, how do you get in there? I don't know.
But yeah, he make the decision. I don't think he fell in. That's not a thing.
You ever announce that you're going to use the restroom and then somebody's like, "Oh, don't fall in"?
Yeah. He didn't fall.
Clearly, nobody told him not to fall in. That's what happened.
There's no way he fell in. He intentionally got in there. I just can't imagine why.
This is why you tell people not to fall in. Otherwise, this happens.
Is there
Happens
anything?
to everyone who doesn't get told that.
Is there anything?
That's why you say don't let the bed bugs bite. Otherwise, you wake up with bite marks all over you.
Is there anything that you could drop into a honey bucket that you would go down there after?
Man, no, not that I own. I don't own anything that valuable. Quite literally, no. We've talked about this. You like nicer pairs of sunglasses, meaning you'll spend more than $25 on sunglasses.
And where is his glasses? He can't see without his glasses.
I strictly wear sunglasses that get given to me at like the first day of jazz media training camp or whatever every day, or whatever we get from work around here, because I lose them, or I could potentially drop them in a urinal or Port-A-Potty, and I never need to go into them. I never have to go after there. In fact, if I lost a phone in there, I'd be like, wow.
It's gone.
Guess I need a new phone.
Yeah. My wallet, it's gone.
Wallet gone. Absolutely. I don't own anything otherwise. My wedding ring came from Savers. I think I'm wearing a $24 Casio watch right now. I don't carry nice things on me, specifically on the chance that I fall into the Patriot Port-A-Potty in Kansas City. So no.
So if your sidearm goes in there, you're not going in after it?
Carry a really cheap sidearm also.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Same philosophy?
Give me the lowest cost one. Go to the gun store and ask for the cheapest gun they have. They like that.
Well, then you're not
Like that?
Then you're not chasing it into the John. I don't know. What does an expensive gun cost?
I don't know. What does a cheap gun cost? I don't know.
I have no idea.
Yeah, I have no idea.
But if it's, I don't know. If your sidearm is like 10 grand, are you going in after it?
Yeah, there's got to be a limit. I mean, there's a number.
Christian?
Yeah, probably nothing. I don't own anything of that much value, no.
All right. Your wedding ring goes down there, you're not going after it?
Sorry, babe.
We're getting a new one.
Yeah. Everything is replaceable.
What about her wedding ring? What if she came and got you and said, Christian, my wedding ring just went into the John. I need you to go get it.
No. Again, like, it was expensive, but it's not that expensive. No.
Oh, it's the sentimental value, though. And if she asked you, you're saying no? If she came to you and said, Christian, get down there.
I'd say, look, we're going to have to figure this out another way.
I asked my wife this question, and she disappointed me greatly with her answer. And it falls in line a little bit, which is I asked her, how much money would you have to find before you were uncomfortable with how much you found that you had to tell somebody about it? And I think it's closely related to how valuable does something you have to be that you drop in the toilet before you tell somebody about it. I was at 7-Eleven one time, probably buying sunglasses or something along those lines, and saw a $50 bill and picked up the $50 bill and put it in my pocket. Because if I tell the cashier I found $50, he says, oh, yeah, I'll definitely tell the guy when he comes back. And he's just putting the $50 in his pocket. My wife said she would be uncomfortable with like $250. She would go look for the owner. And I thought, we need to go on vacation. You put that $250 in your pocket. We'll start working on things.
Movie about this.
Yeah. That's No Country for Old Men.
Yeah, this is No Country for Old Men. Exactly
movie.
right. Yeah, the entire book is based on this exact premise. And her number was way too low for me to be comfortable with. So I worry that I'm going to go to a concert, a festival with my wife. And be like, she's been in the bathroom a long time. And she'd be like, I dropped a $4 scrunchie in the Port-A-Potty, and I've been digging around in there trying to get it out. Because her number seems all out of whack. It's got to be through the roof to get into the Port-A-Potty to go and try and fish something out.
But you find a wallet, you're cleaning it out before you return it?
No, that's not exactly what I said.
That's kind of what it sounds like.
A little bit. You're right. You're not totally wrong. There is something about seeing the ID and the owner of the cash that makes me feel guilty. If we're just talking, a band of cash and there's no owner around, I think somebody's probably tried to ditch it for a reason.
Somebody's got to take it.
Somebody's got to take it. Exactly right. You find a wallet, you do check to see how much cash is in it first. That's just the normal human thing to do. And yeah, then you look and see if there's an ID. When you find a phone, you try and open it right away?
I don't find
You just
phones.
leave it. Okay. Christian, you? You guess 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to see if that's the code to get in.
No, I don't think I've ever found a phone. And if that's your password, if you're listening right now and that's your password, please change it.
No, I don't.
Okay.
I don't
All
help.
right. You're all better than me. You're all better people than me.
Well, I'd leave things I find there. I don't want to.
Nothing to do with me.
I don't want to bother.
Yeah. It's probably the right approach. I mean, there's no book, No Country for Old Men if he just doesn't pick up the money.
I had a co-host once who was driving along the road and saw a dying cat on the side of the road. He saved that cat.
Okay.
Took it to the vet. The vet said, "We saved the cat. Here's the bill, and here's the cat." And then he was stuck
With a sick cat,
with
a
a
huge
cat.
bill.
Probably would have been better
Let the cat die.
just continuing on home from the grocery store.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
I know that sounds cold, but isn't it better? I'll just leave that wallet right there.
Llewellyn Moss.
So anyway, Jake's
think
not
that's the
getting
main
in the
character.
Port-A-Potty.
Jake's not getting
No.
a porta potty for anything.
Not a chance. Are you kidding? I can't imagine what the guy got this guy down.
I have an idea, but I don't want to talk about it on the radio.
But okay, all right, I hear you. But the door was locked. You heard him say that they had to bust it. The door was locked. So if it was what you're talking about, the door wouldn't have been locked.
Correct. He wants somebody to come in.
Unless
he
that
thinks
was
the whole system is connected and he can enter in one and go out the other.
Yeah, which I can't imagine that to be the case. So yes, I hear you. There are some very strange people out there with strange peccadillos. But
stay out of the toilet.
In this case, he wouldn't have locked the door and been yelling for help.
I like that he tries to insult the people that are getting him out.
Called him dumb.
Dumb something.
And then
I'm not the dumb one.
On the toilet, sir.
What a bad day.
Well, he was having a great day until they caught him, I think.
They didn't catch him doing anything. He called for help.
No, somebody said they heard him in there. We didn't hear that he was calling for help.
Oh, come on. He's yelling something.
He's just splashing around, having a good time.
He's splashing around. All right, we got to stop. That's terrible. All right. Live at 5 next, 97.5 the KSL Sports Zone.
Just doing it big, you know?
Your home for the best sports radio for your afternoon drive is right here. This is Jake Scott and Ben Anderson on 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
Jake and Ben, 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone. It's time for Live at 5, which is brought to you by Trajan Wealth. Call Trajan today, your local trusted financial fiduciary. Call 1-855-TRAJAN-1 or visit their website at TrajanWealth.com.
Quickly, not to do your job, but we did find out, we think, why the guy went into the toilet.
We did.
And we will play that for you coming up, maybe in the next segment. Is that the goal?
If we want to continue this narrative, sure.
Well, we asked the question, what would you go into the tank of a porta-potty for? And we found out what the cost was for this man.
Somebody did an interview on exactly what happened, and so we can play that.
We got some follow-up. So if you're interested, stay tuned.
I can't imagine. I can't imagine, but okay. Ben,
I'm just going to say this. You'll be surprised.
Yeah? Well, I don't think it was worth it. I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, we can't. Good tease, Ben. We can update that story. Big story today. We can get to some of the stuff in the world in the NBA. There's some drama up in Portland. We talked a little bit earlier about the Lou Dort trade. Mm-hmm. But, Ben, SEC Media Days is going on. Of course, we were down in Dallas for Big 12 Media Days. Everybody's kind of taken their turn, except for the Pac-12. And now it's the SEC's turn. And Greg Sankey, the commissioner, gave his spiel or whatever. And we have a few cuts to play. And I'm curious, we'll start off with him talking about why the SEC is unbelievable. But he did get into some things like college football expansion and into some other stuff. But let's lead with Greg and his opinion on his own league.
That commitment continues to be reflected in a high level of interest in what happens around our competition. Southeastern Conference football remains the second most watched sports property in the United States, trailing only the National Football League. And we account for just over 40% of the live viewership hours consumed among the 4 major conferences. Our football programs draw an average of 80,000 fans per game. That's our average number. And this was the stat of my summer. That's the highest average attendance for any sport league in the world. And we're national leaders in attendance in just about every other sport sponsored by the Southeastern Conference. Across every measure, interest in our league continues to grow. And that's attached to the work of those leaders on our campuses whom I cited a moment ago. These and other achievements provide a solid foundation for our present and our future, but they're not our destination, because we know that success brings with it responsibility. Our responsibility isn't simply to celebrate victories and championships. Our responsibility is to provide leadership, the leadership needed to preserve the values, the opportunities, and competitive integrity that have made college athletics so meaningful for so many generations.
College commissioners make me laugh because they find something to brag about. And the SEC hasn't won the title since 2022. So now we got to talk about share of television audience and average ticket sales. It reminds me of Larry Scott talking about women's volleyball.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, our football teams haven't made the playoffs in years, but man, did you see that Utah gymnastics? You know what I mean? We have more national championships in sports nobody cares about than anybody else.
Did this feel like somebody who has any interest in college football conferences getting closer together, or does this feel like somebody trying to pull himself further away from the rest of the conferences?
Well, hold that thought, because we can get into some of his thoughts on the future of college football, which is related to just that. But one good thing about the SEC is they have decided to play 9 conference games.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that they were playing 8 for so long was so dumb.
Mm-hmm.
And the reasoning behind it was so dumb. And you would hear coaches complain constantly about, well, we have to play 9 conference games. Why doesn't the SEC? And the answer was no reason.
Yeah.
And they had these patty cake games in November going into rivalry week, which was just so silly. And now they're going to 9 games. Let's hear Greg's thoughts on that.
The 9-game schedule reflects confidence in our universities, our student athletes, and in our football programs. It preserves great rivalries, historic rivalries, many of which are played every year. It creates more compelling conference matchups and reinforces our long-standing commitment to competitive excellence. When you look at our schedule, no one has created the kind of weekly competition that exists in the Southeastern Conference. It's competition that our fans will experience every week because we believe we're the best conference in college football. And if so, we should also embrace the challenges with a difficult and challenging conference schedule, the best schedule in college football. It will challenge our teams, it will prepare them for the highest level of competition, and reflects who we are as a conference.
Or your TV partner, the Mouse, wants an extra game a year that they can air.
More exclusive rights.
Oh, boy. And it will make them play better opponents. Because the Mouse still aired the Citadel against Alabama. But now instead you get Alabama against Arkansas.
Yeah, unfortunately, they're not trimming off the bottom team, the Citadel, to play LSU. Speaking of Alabama or whoever, Georgia, whoever you want to pick out of the SEC. They're not dropping the worst and replacing them with the best. They're replacing the other likely good non-conference game. LSU this morning canceling their matchup with Arizona State, which is a good team. Arizona State's a good team. I don't know how good they were when they agreed for this home-and-home series, but they're not going to play it anymore. But no, they're not dropping their preseason non-conference game, which is against, directional Alabama or whatever. So it's not quite like everybody's benefiting from this. But I am with you. I would rather them play 9 and have to play a conference team.
For competitive balance.
For competitive balance. Or dumb me. shiny Christmas morning present. It's more fun to watch.
Yeah, I would agree.
Especially
in November.
So, yeah, regardless of how they got there, it's a positive. Whether it's just greed on the Mouse's part to get more exclusive rights for 9 games per SEC team as opposed to 8 because potentially this could have aired somewhere else or whatever, I'm happier with it.
Now, I can't wait to hear this next one because what so far, if the college football playoff is going to expand, what stands in its way?
Conference commissioners who don't want to? And
one conference commissioner.
Yeah.
The SEC conference commissioner.
Right.
The Big Ten conference commissioner has come out and said that he's in favor of it. The Big 12 conference commissioner has come out and said that he's in favor of it. Now, why is the Big Ten in favor of it? Because their major partner, Fox, wants a piece of it.
Correct.
Why is the SEC against it?
Because the Mouse tells them to.
Because the Mouse owns it all.
Yeah.
And they don't want to expand because they can't air all those games. So why would they want somebody else to have a piece of it?
Right.
So here's Greg Sankey doing a song and dance about his thoughts on college football playoff expansion.
Over the past year, there's been considerable discussion about the format of the college football playoff. In fact, if I'm honest, I'd suggest that since the college football playoff was created, there's been considerable discussion about the future format of the college football playoff. Those conversations are important, but our approach has remained consistent. We're not necessarily interested in finding the easiest path. We are focused on finding the right path for college football. Leadership sometimes is not about having an immediate answer. Leadership is about asking the right questions before making decisions that shape our future. And some decisions are so important that taking the time needed to let the important questions be answered is the right step.
Is it? Hey, listen, I don't want to see the college football playoff expand. But to go out there and say you're doing it for the good of the sport, I don't think is true.
You seen There Will Be Blood?
Unfortunately, yeah.
It's a very good movie, so you're fortunate that you've seen it. Daniel Plainview says...
The crappy actor? The one Tarantino said sucked?
That's Paul Dano. No, the other one, who everyone says is the greatest actor of all time.
The Gangs of New York guy?
Yeah. Says famously, there's a whole ocean of oil under our feet, and I'm the only one who can get to it. That's the Mouse. The ocean of oil is the college football playoff.
Is theirs.
All of these stats that Sankey read off in the first drop, the first sound clip that we played, is the oil. 80,000 tickets, the highest 40% viewership of all major sports that are being watched or whatever.
All college football.
College football that's being watched. Second highest viewership only behind the NFL. That's the ocean of oil. And right now, Mickey's the only one who has access to it.
Yep.
So why would they give other people access to this?
They would not.
And they do not want to. And the only way you can give people access to the ocean of oil under your feet is by adding more college football playoff games. So while, in one sense, it's way better for the SEC to expand the college football playoff because conceivably it gives everybody more access to make the college football playoff, thus actually win a national championship, maybe we have to step back and say, maybe the SEC doesn't care about winning national championships. Maybe they care about controlling the oil under their feet, not necessarily that they get to take the trophy home at the end of the day, but that they control the money. And that's what this is about.
Well, control the access, which they still do to a certain extent. But, I mean, it's not as bad back in the 4-team playoff where the SEC was saying, well, maybe 3 out of the 4 should be SEC teams. Maybe all 4. I don't know. They're never going to be left out. 12, 24, whatever, honestly.
The SEC?
The SEC.
Yeah, their best will always be represented.
So getting to your point on, are you helping others out or are you just thinking about yourself? This is purely a self-motivated.
Yes. Yeah, no question about it. This is not about what's best for college football. This is not about what's best for the Big 12 or the ACC or the Big 10. No, this is about the SEC continuing to have power.
Here is Sankey talking about the SEC what needs to be answered before playoff expansion.
And some of those important questions that remain for us is how do we preserve and build the value of the regular season? That is a judgment-based answer that we continue to consider in research. We also need to know what is the actual interest from fans and from media entities in an expanded college football playoff. How do we respect the academic calendar, respect the well-being of our student athletes? When we went from 4 to 12, those questions were answered during the consideration process. How do we create a postseason that rewards excellence while strengthening the long-term future of the sport and providing postseason competitive opportunities that are meaningful? And I'm certain to be asked the last one, what happens to conference championship games in the sport of football if the playoff expands further? Those questions and others rightfully do and should guide our conversations, and each deserves thoughtful answers, not assumptions, and not incomplete information.
The only thing honest he said there was consider the media partners.
I think he's lying.
They don't care about the academic calendar. Give me
No,
a
the
break.
academic calendar, no. It's got nothing to do with college football.
And maybe he's being honest about protecting the SEC title game because they keep all that money.
Mm-hmm.
You know, an extra round of playoff. That's what everybody says, right? Get rid of the conference title games and just make it an extra round of playoff. Well, they don't get to keep all that money. They have to share all that money with the other leagues in the playoff.
I have gone to bat for re-incentivizing. I don't even know how you do it. Maybe it's just you say it's good. Celebrating the value of winning a conference title. The idea that you would look back at 2 Utah seasons not being as good because they won the Pac-12 but lost the Rose Bowl, I think is ridiculous. I think that's crazy. Now, I get why diehards look at the bowl game value and say, well, that was always how you judged it, and that's super important to me. I actually think the college football playoff has gotten very lame, and we made fun of Texas Tech. At least I'll say I did. I don't know if you did. I made fun of Texas Tech for getting blanked in the college football playoff. They won the conference championship. They won it handily. They should be celebrated for winning it, but now it kind of looks like a joke because they couldn't score any points in the playoff once they actually got there, and that does totally disincentivize and devalue college conference play, college conference championships, et cetera, and I think that's a little bit ridiculous, but that is the toothpaste that they have pulled out of the tube, and Greg Sankey's saying, yeah, you're not going to be able to put it in, and he's probably right. Put it back in. I think he's accurate there, but no, I don't actually think he believes that. I don't think he cares about the value of it. I do think he likes the value of the property and how much money it makes them, but not that anyone actually cares who wins the SEC.
All right, let's play this last one. Talking about if an SEC breakoff could be a real conversation.
So they're real. People have talked about that. They've opined about the frustrations that bring them to the point of saying we should look at something significantly different. I do not believe that is a leverage point. I think that's just honest communication. I would prefer that stay in a meeting room or on a video conference and not be part of the D1 ticker the next morning, but I don't control all of that. Those comments represent a high level of frustration with the circumstance in which we find ourselves. We have regulated ourselves more aggressively than other colleagues by choice across our league. We've had different academic eligibility restrictions in the past. So we've had different transfer restrictions in the past. So some of what you hear comes out of a culture that we can regulate ourselves.
The second, the Big Ten or the SEC, because they're the only conferences that I think will be able to do it, though I guess there's a chance it could be backdoored a little bit if the smaller conferences, the lesser of the two Power Fours, felt like they could make more money by doing it. But the second the SEC or the Big Ten can look at the books, look at their financial projections, and say, we're going to make more by hosting our own Big Ten playoff or SEC playoff versus participating in the college football playoff, I could see them breaking away.
Oh, I really can't, honestly. I think what he said right there, it is a leverage thing.
Oh, it absolutely is a leverage right now. Yes, no question.
Then he said, I'd prefer it remain in conference calls or whatever. No, you wouldn't.
No, you wouldn't.
I guarantee he leaked it himself.
That's the leverage.
That's the leverage.
That's where the leverage comes from.
To get what you want.
Uh-huh.
Let me ask you this. Do you care? I mean, like really care, not Ben Anderson sports nerd care, but do you really care about the SEC college basketball tournament?
No. No.
Do you think you would really care about an SEC college football tournament?
No.
The SEC needs the rest of the country, just like the Big Ten does.
Agreed.
And that's the leverage for the Big 12 and the ACC is the draw of the sport is that it's a national sport. And it is. We don't like the NCAA, but it's the National Collegiate Association of
Athletic Association.
Athletic Association. It's the entire country. It's what we love about the NCAA college basketball tournament. It's teams from everywhere. That's the draw of the sport. If the Big Ten and the SEC had a college football playoff, it wouldn't be nearly as popular as it is now.
I agree.
And if they just split off piecemeal, like the SEC did their own thing and the Big Ten did their own thing, the popularity of the whole sport just falls off a cliff. It just does. And they won't do that. I don't think they will because the mouse isn't going to kill the golden goose.
No, and that's the difference is they are the golden goose. That is the big dog that has to be fed. That's where I actually do wonder if would the Mountain West Conference or could it even creep up to the Big 12 or the ACC where one of those says, you're not letting us in anyways. We're getting one team in. That's all we ever get to have is one team in. You expand to 12 or 14 or 16 or whatever the number's going to be. And we're still only going to get one team in and our 12 teams or whatever have to split up that one share of the college football playoff. We actually think we can make more money by running our own college football playoff for the next month and sell it to whoever is trying to be an upstart in the college athletics business, whether that's Netflix, whether that's YouTube, whether that's the CW, whoever thinks that the Apple TV, whoever thinks they need to get in sports and don't know how to do it or don't know where to start, they're going to offer us more money to host our own individual playoff. I wonder if maybe one of the lower conferences would do it. Because you're right, ESPN, Fox will pay everything to keep the Big Ten and the SEC involved.
There's no way a smaller conference does it. That's the other side of the leverage is a smaller conference needs the bigger conferences for legitimacy. They do. They need the resources of the SEC.
I don't know.
They need the resources of the Big Ten. Ben, nobody is tuning in to Amazon Prime to watch the Pac-12, Mountain West, and Sun Belt battle it out for some secondary title.
If they
Nobody's
don't feel
watching
like
that.
they can make any money, hey, MLS jumped to Apple TV.
And it was a terrible move. They
made the jump. They tried.
You could say they did.
They didn't think they were making any money from ESPN otherwise. They didn't feel like they had a choice.
But I hate that money is the scoreboard. That's not the point. Because with expansion of popularity comes money. If the mistake the NHL made 25 years ago, which they've since rectified, is they left ESPN. And the NHL fell off a cliff.
Yes, they did. The same way MLS, I don't think, is growing more now by jumping to Apple TV. You're right.
It's certainly not its media deal. I mean, you can say Messi wouldn't have come without the media deal, and Messi is bringing popularity, blah, blah, blah. It wasn't moving to streaming and to an extra layer of Apple that is giving them any sort of legitimacy. I mean, the what am I looking for? Not BS. FCS. They're separate. Nobody cares. No offense to when Weber made it, and it was a great story, but nobody cares. And I know the college football diehards will be like, what are you talking about? North Dakota State, this and that. Nobody cares. And if you're the Mountain West, the Mountain West is a bad example now because it's so torn apart. But if you are the Pac-12, you need access to that. You need access to sell hope that you can compete on the highest level, and that's where the big money is. There's no way the FCS playoff is making those schools a dang thing because nobody cares.
And if any of them could jump to the regular college
they
football
do it in
playoff,
a heartbeat.
I'm with you.
But their leverage is that your exclusive club does not – you're losing the appeal of the sport. The appeal of the sport is that it's a national sport, and the whole country has hope that their team could, like Utah back in the day, bust the BCS or punch above their weight or whatever the case. If you just do the SEC and the Big Ten a favor by taking your ball and going home, you're truly doing that.
Yeah, you might be doing them a favor. They no longer have to cut you in.
Nope. And that's where the rubber meets the road here, is right now those big leagues have to cut everybody else in. And they've been trying since BYU won in 84 to cut everybody out that they possibly could. And if you just say, we're going to do our own thing, you're doing their job for you.
You are. And I wonder if at some point that is going to happen, because we do continue to see the elites pull away from everybody else, whether that's Oklahoma and Texas leaving the Big 12 to go to the SEC, whether that's USC, Oregon, Washington, UCLA jumped to the Big 10 to abandon the Pac-12. I do think there are signs that this is continuing to happen. I mean, Greg Sankey's first statement there is basically him saying, man, we'd love to pull away. Look at how much better we are than everybody else in college football. So I worry about it. I don't think, and I'll speak for myself, I don't need to speak for you, I don't think Utah's Ocho Capital deal is a good one. I don't know enough about it. Not everything's been released enough for us to really understand how it's going to work or what difference it's going to make. But I do believe Mark Harlan feels damned if we do, damned if we don't. You know, I do think he says just not doing anything is not a viable option. We have to do something desperate, and it feels desperate to me. And nobody else has followed suit, because if it was an obvious can't-lose situation, everyone else would have done it before Utah. I don't think it's a great option, but it must feel like it's their only option. And if that is the case, I do wonder if you're going to get a Mountain West Conference or an ACC or a Big 12 or somebody who says, we would love to stick into the college football playoff. It's not viable for us anymore with how expensive it is to exist in college football, and how the haves in the SEC and the Big 10 can afford to play the game, and how the have-nots, us everywhere else, can't. We've got to pivot, whether it's a good pivot or not. Staying on the same train tracks is just going to run us off a cliff. I worry about that. I do worry about that. I hope it's not the case. I hope I'm not. I hope I'm just being Debbie Downer, Mr. Pessimistic, but I worry that that's not the case.
The worry should be Big 10 and SEC separate themselves, like Sankey said.
Yeah.
I don't see a world where the Big 12 say, no, we'll do our own thing. That'd be crazy.
Well, that's getting out ahead of it once the SEC and the Big 10 let you know you're not coming along. You're not going to be involved in this. And you say, you can't fire me. I quit. That's what it is.
Yeah. Well, we'll see.
I hope not.
Ben has an update to our audio vault story, unfortunately. We will get to that next.
Why would you climb into a Port-A-Potty?
Jake and Ben, 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
If the world were like a Sleep Number mattress, everything would adapt for your comfort. Your coffee would never get cold. Your flight would always be on time. And your mattress would always respond to you and your unique sleep needs. Sleep Number mattresses are designed to respond to your body and shift with your changing life, helping you fall asleep faster and stay asleep longer. To experience a whole new world of comfort, visit a Sleep Number store or go to sleepnumber.com. Sleep Number, to a good life sleep.
Bike's sputtering on me.
That's not what you want on a cross-country trip.
Yeah, you're telling me. Looks like my journey ends here.
No, mate, you ride with Geico Motorcycle Insurance and got their 24/7 emergency roadside service. They'll fix your bike right up. Where you headed, anyways?
Oh, I'm going to Cromhenge. You ever been?
No, I can't say I have.
It's like Stonehenge, but shiny.
It feels good to ride with help. It feels good to Geico. Emergency roadside service is optional coverage.
Make game day yours. Tickets, food and drinks, stats, and streaming. Everything you need is in the Utah Mammoth app. Download today and make game night easy. Download on both Android and iPhone. Tusk Top.
Evening. Buyer's remorse. Buy a new car? I'll be moving in. Let's get started.
Sorry, I think there's been a mistake. I bought it from Carvana.
You what?
Yeah, great price. I even have 7 days to love it or return it.
So there's no...
No buyer's remorse. More like buyer's rejoice.
I guess I'll let myself out. Congratulations. I mean it.
Buyer's rejoice. Buy your car today on Carvana.
Limitations and exclusions may apply. See our 7-day return policy at Carvana.com.
The Sherwin-Williams Summer Sale is here. Get 30% off select paints and stains or 35% off our newest product, Emerald Symmetry, July 17th through the 27th. Whether you're refreshing your interior or exterior, we've got the colors to bring your vision to life. And with delivery, getting everything to your door is easier than ever. Shop online to have it delivered or visit your neighborhood Sherwin-Williams store. Click the banner to learn more. Retail sales only. Some exclusions apply. See store for details. Delivery available on qualifying orders.
Your home for the best sports radio for your afternoon drive is right here. This is Jake Scott and Ben Anderson on 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
Jake and Ben, 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone. We need to pay off 2 Ben teases in this segment. We'll get to the reason some wingnut was inside. How do I describe it? Inside the Port-A-Potty, but inside the tank of the Port-A-Potty. Not inside, but inside.
Correct.
So we had no idea why that guy was down there, and someone did an interview on the scene explaining it kind of, and we'll get to that in a second. But you also, I brought it up earlier, Daniel Gafford apparently is available for trade. The Mavericks are shopping the center around, and I said, should that be someone the Jazz are interested in?
I've asked about Daniel Gafford with some people who are smarter about basketball than I have, because that seemed like the logical destination or target now. And what I have been told by people, again, who know way more than I do about other teams, how teams work, et cetera, the NBA, is that truly nobody knows if Derek Lively is going to come back and be able to play basketball again. Like, he had foot surgery after a very good rookie season. Remember, the Mavericks tanked. They really tanked late in the season. They got fined because they said, we're tanking. We need a lottery pick because we need to get better players on our roster. In fact, I think they owed the pick to somebody else if it was outside the lottery. So they tanked to keep their lottery pick. They drafted Derek Lively because you have to have a rim-running, lob-catching center if you have Luka Doncic on your roster, both offensively and defensively, somebody who erases all of his mistakes when he doesn't play defense, and then somebody who he can just throw lobs to over and over and over. But Derek Lively got hurt, he's past the clear date, he's out of his walking boot, and apparently is neither running nor jumping. Well, big guys with bad feet go back to however long you have to. I think they ended up amputating George Mikan's legs. It's really bad. Bad guys with bad feet or big guys with bad feet don't stick around very long. So from everything I have heard, now this could be updated. I didn't ask this morning, but Derek Lively's not available, or Daniel Gafford's not actually available for trade because the Mavericks want to make the playoffs and they need a starting center also. It's a really bad time to be in the center market.
I don't know if Dallas does want to make the playoffs.
I'm not sure there's a lot of value to tanking right now. It's a bad draft next year.
I still find that sweet spot, but that's not what we're talking about.
Sure. They may just want to know, actually, if they have a starting center before they trade the guy.
I hear what you're saying. But in this case, I might actually make a move for damaged goods. Why not? What do you lose?
Whatever assets you have to give up to get him.
Well, if he can't walk or jump or anything.
Well, this is Derek Lively. Derek Lively might not be able to play. So the Mavericks have to hold on to Daniel Gafford until they actually realize they've got another player who can step into that spot. Once they figure out that Derek Lively can play, maybe they do shop Daniel Gafford.
Well,
maybe that's exactly what happened today.
No, that's what I'm saying. They are shopping Daniel Gafford. That is the news today.
Right. Do we know where that's coming from?
We can look it up.
Because, again, I literally asked about this in the last few weeks.
I think they should get Gafford. If he's available, go for it.
And what I am saying is I asked about this very specific thing and was told, oh, yeah, Daniel Gafford's not available because Derek Lively can't walk. So it's I would love to sell you my car if I had a different way to get to work. But if I don't have a different way to get to work, I can't afford to give you my car. Sell my car, even if you want to overpay. So I think that's the hard part. Yes, I think a lot of people would love to pivot towards Daniel Gafford.
Mark Stein.
Okay. Which is reliable, and he's in Dallas. So he would know. So that could change if he's out there.
That was the news, that Gafford, the Mavs were making him available.
And then you got to figure out, what the cost is. So if he's available and he's affordable, I think that's the right move. If I were the Jazz, I wouldn't overpay for a center right now. Unless it's absolutely the right guy. But I would rather wait a couple of months and see if the market softens, because the Jazz just got basically 4 first-round picks for Walker Kessler, and they still had to pay him the most ever. The Lakers had to pay Walker Kessler the most money ever for a non-All-Star center and give up 2 picks and 2 swaps. So it's a bad market right now to be trying to buy a center. So I might wait to see if it softens up a little bit, especially on a Jazz basketball team that really doesn't need to win a playoff series right now.
Let's get to payoff on Ben Anderson tease number 2. Okay, so our audio vault today was audio of firefighters trying to get a man who's been stuck inside of a porta-john out.
Yes. Not I locked the door. No, he's down in the porta-potty.
And also locked the door. So there was somebody who was on the scene. I think this is one of the first responders talking about. No? It's just somebody there?
This is Patriot Porta-Potties.
Oh, this is the guy who works at
This is the guy who works at the Port-A-Potty place.
Okay.
And every night you have to go and spray these things out. And they do. They just open the door. Someone in a hazmat suit has a fire hose, and they just hose the whole thing down because it's as disgusting as everyone thinks.
Uh-huh.
And this guy explains exactly what happened.
Hey everybody, here to set the story straight for what happened on July 14th, 2026. My name is Chip Counterman. I'm a partner with Patriot Portable Restrooms here in Kansas City. So one of our guys went to pick up an event from the World Cup. I knocked on all the doors, made sure nobody was in the restrooms. He did find one of them locked, knocked on the door, and let the gentleman know he had 10 minutes to get out. Picked up everything else, went back to that toilet, knocked again. The man inside said he was not going to get out. Luckily, a police officer on a motorcycle went by. Our driver waved him down. Cop walked up to the door and asked the man to exit the toilet. The man replied that he could not reach the door and couldn't get out of the toilet. They looked inside and didn't see anybody. The lid was closed, no one was in the restroom. It kind of startled them. All of a sudden, a head popped out of the toilet and he said, "I'm in here." Fire department came after that and tried to instruct the man to exit the toilet, and the man would not do it. And why he went in, and he told them he was retrieving a Mountain Dew bottle that he dropped in from the night before. So that put him inside of the tank for about 8 hours, if all of that was true. After it was cut open, the man was able to exit the toilet. Fire department did hook up water to their truck and gave him a free shower. Long story short, horrible situation. Thank you to the Kansas City, Missouri Fire Department and Police Department for all the help. Watch out falling into toilets.
Watch out.
So we went in after a Mountain Dew, which all of us would do.
And was down there for 8 hours?
No, I think he put his Mountain Dew, his beloved Code Red or Baja Blast or whatever it was, in the toilet the night before accidentally, and then went back to retrieve it.
It sounded like he said he'd been there for 8 hours.
You know, totally normal. Either way.
What was in the Mountain Dew bottle? It had to be like a Rolex or something.
Yeah, there better be something in there.
He says he dropped the Mountain Dew in the night
before, and then went back to retrieve
back to get it.
Yeah. I don't think he'd been camping out in the septic tank.
In all honesty, and I'm not Magnum PI here, but that guy had drugs in his Mountain Dew bottle, right? And dropped it in there?
My guess is there was no Mountain Dew bottle.
He just dropped his drugs
He
in
just
there.
dropped whatever his substance of preference is.
His bath salts.
Bath salts in there.
And then went back for it.
Dove in head first to get it. Oh, I don't think he ever went back to get it. I think that's entirely the lie. This guy was in the bathroom using drugs. Patriot Phil, or whatever his name is, the partner with Portable Restrooms, comes and knocks on the door, scares the guy so bad that the guy throws his drugs into the porta-potty, thinking this is the cops, and then realizes it's not the cops. I need to go get my drugs, jumps in the septic tank, and then the cop comes and says, "What are you doing in there?" And he says, "I accidentally dropped a Mountain Dew in here last night."
Allegedly. We're not here to accuse anybody of anything.
Yes, if this guy sues us,
No,
I
we're
apologize.
just we're
working out the story.
We're playing detective here.
Yeah.
Because nobody's going in there just for a Mountain Dew bottle.
I don't think so.
I mean, what do those cost in the machine these days? Like $1?
No, they're more expensive than ever before, but it's like $2.89.
Well, you've still never had a Baja Blast.
You've never had a Baja Blast, which I might go
try
after
one
a
of
Baja
those
Blast.
and then get back to us.
You know what? I'm going to say I still wouldn't chase it into a John. No.
But that's the theory. I don't think it really has anything to do with Mountain Dew.
Okay.
I think he was doing something else, but I don't think it had anything to do.
Not worth it, pal.
With delicious mountain freshness of Mountain Dew.
Reevaluate your life. More next. 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
Hey, it's Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile. Now, I was looking for fun ways to tell you that Mint's offer of unlimited premium wireless for $15 a month is back. So I thought it would be fun if we made $15 bills. But it turns out that's very illegal. So there goes my big idea for the commercial. Give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3 months, $90 for 6 months, or $180 for 12-month plan required. $15 per month equivalent. Taxes and fees extra. Initial plan term only. Greater than 50 gigabytes may slow when network is busy. See terms.
Make game day yours. Tickets, food and drinks, stats, and streaming. Everything you need is in the Utah Mammoth app. Download today and make game night easy. Download on both Android and iPhone. Tusk Top.
Just doing it big, you know.
Your home for the best sports radio for your afternoon drive is right here. This is Jake Scott and Ben Anderson on 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
Two amigos on the airways, talking sports. They got it made, Jake's and also loves his tie-dye. Ben's got style with his scarves. Oh my.
This is for Jake and Ben. This is Jason. I've had a bit that I wanted to recommend to you guys for some time. Jumped into my mind when the Sam Darnold thing went down, but it comes up all the time when GMs or teams want to get something when they already have something. And it goes a little something like this.
Timeshare before you know it.
Wow, look, Slick, we're not going to buy you lousy timeshare, all right? Now, where's my boat?
Oh, hold on. You have a choice. You can have the boat or the mystery box.
What, are you crazy? We'll take the boat.
No, not so fast, Lois. A boat's a boat, but the mystery box could be anything. It could even be a boat. You know how much we've wanted one of those.
Then let's just...
We'll take the box.
We'll take the box. You gave up a boat for free tickets to a crappy comedy club.
Come on.
Anyway, it's funny. I think that you can get some mileage out of that one. Have a good one.
All right. Shout out to Jason. Thank you for recommending a bit. I like it.
That's the entire transfer portal.
Oh, yeah, you could look at it that way.
That's
for sure.
the entire, we could replace him with somebody who does the exact same thing that we actually want already, or we've already got the guy. And yeah, but there's some mystery around a transfer. It's a mess, though. I mean, that's what a lot of coaches are, though. I mean, you fire a coach hoping that the guy who has never proven he can do it will be the guy.
The mystery box.
Yeah.
Well, especially these universities that fire their coaches without having really any sort of plan on what they're going to do. Like James Franklin at Penn State, for example.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to fire this guy. Well, what's your plan? We'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out once he gets here.
The mystery box.
Yeah.
It could be anybody. Could be Kalani. Could be, who'd they end up? Campbell. Chad Campbell. No.
Will Campbell.
Will Campbell. That doesn't sound right either.
Matt Campbell.
Matt Campbell. Yeah.
Who's Will Campbell?
I don't know. I was trying not to say Cody Campbell. I knew that was wrong.
Yeah.
But yeah, the truth is they had no plan.
Mm-hmm.
Will Campbell is the Patriots tackle. He was at LSU.
Oh, there you go.
Short arms. T-Rex arms.
Yeah. He made it. They went to the Super Bowl.
It's part of the reason they lost.
Because of his short arms?
Yeah.
Because Vrabel was busy.
Do you think Campbell's Soup was named after some guy named like Carl Campbell?
Almost guaranteed, right?
Okay. All right. I don't know. I was just thinking about that. All right. We'll have an action-packed 6 o'clock hour for you coming up next.
Hold on now. Let's figure out what Campbell Soup is named
Thanks to Jason for leaving a voicemail. You can download the KSL Sports app, go to the voicemail feature, and always send in a message. If you have something to say, use the voicemail.
Founder, Joseph A. Campbell.
Oh, boring.
Born in 1817.
Well, Campbell Soup apparently been around for a long time.
Joseph Campbell not been around for a while.
No, I wouldn't think so.
Died in 1900.
More next, 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
Make game day yours. Tickets, food and drinks, stats, and streaming. Everything you need is in the Utah Mammoth app. Download today and make game night easy. Download on both Android and iPhone. Tusk Top.
Queen Carvania stood haloed by the morning sun, An army hung on her every word.
My champions, I have sold my chariot on Carvana. 'Twas a lovely SUV, an inexplicably queenly offer. They're even coming to the castle to collect it. Tonight, we feast! An offer you can feast on. Sell your car today on Carvana. Pickup fees may apply.